Hello everyone and welcome to the Random Championship Series Platinum Blitz Plat and Under tournament for today, Saturday, March 21st. My name is Streetball, casting alongside Sordo tonight. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very good. This stream finally got up. We got to watch this match. I'm very excited to watch this.
Yeah, we apologize for the slight delay, but we are back in action right now. I believe we are in the round of, I don't know, I think we have about 20 or so teams so far, so this is the first round. On the blue side, we have Team Flaming Ace, and on the purple side, we have Ashley's Minions. So a few bands already started out. We've got the Lissandra, Scion, and Katarina bands for Flaming Ace, and the Ari LeBlanc, we'll see what they're going to spend their last ban on. For the side of Ashley's Minions, they go for the Maokai, so a top lane target there. A couple top laners. I guess you can of course say that there's the Flex Lissandra as well, but the one that kind of sticks out to me is the Katarina ban. A little interesting ban there. Katarina's not really top tier right now, although she is viable. Interesting ban coming out for the side of Flaming Ace.
For me, I would have more focused on that Scion ban. Like, I don't really understand it that much. I mean, they could have just in their backs someone that would be countered by Scion, but I can't really think of anyone right now.
Well, Scion is a pretty top tier top laner right now. He's pretty much uncounterable in lane and becomes a giant monster tank later in the game. But what they've decided to do actually is ban out the Scion and pick the Mundo, who I really feel is kind of like a brother of Scion at this point. They're both just hyper tanks, where you just want to survive that lane phase, make it into late game, and pretty much become unkillable for your team. Both those guys can sit under turrets and tank turrets forever while your team just pushes those down. But they're going kind of aggressive here, actually picking up a Blitzcrank as well, so that's kind of interesting, because Blitzcrank wants early aggression, where Mundo just wants to scale into the late game.
Yeah, it all depends who they're going to pick as their ADC, to see how that bot lane really forms. Because they have a Janna on the other side, which could be really good as a bot lane support. But we really do have to see who the ADCs come out to be.
Yeah, it's a really interesting pickup when you have the Blitzcrank versus the Janna lane, because of course when Blitzcrank pulls somebody, Janna can of course disengage pretty well, but if you pull the Janna and blow her up immediately before she can actually get her spells off, you can kill her before she's able to really do anything and disengage for her team. So like you said, we'll see who the AD carries are, if there's something that can add the burst to get early kills with the Blitzcrank, kill Janna before she can get the disengage off, or if they have some sort of hyper carry poke type thing going on, like with like a Jinx or something like that for the purple side, and they have Janna to protect him, keep him alive in lane, and scale alongside that Mundo and finish him off in the late game.
Yeah, for Ashley's Minions, I think from their composition right now, they have to work on that early game. If they're not ahead by, say, 20 minutes going into that mid game, they don't have vision, they don't have anything, they're gonna get destroyed by just their team composition right now.
Oh, they were hovering the Jinx, and I'd be watching the stream just to tease me and make me feel like I actually know what I'm talking about. But that'd be kind of what I would be wanting to do, is get something that can scale alongside that Mundo, because like you said, if they don't win the early and mid game, the Mundo is going to become pretty much unkillable later in the game. Caitlyn can kind of do that, but she's really super strong in the very early game and super strong in the very late game. There's not much middle ground on Caitlyn there. She's great at the beginning, great at the end, but in the middle she's dipping. But they're going for a double AD comp, so I like the fact that they've got the disengage already in their comp with that Janna, and good turret pushing with Caitlyn. They're going to put that Ezreal in mid.
Now the thing that I'm looking at right now is that Fizz. How are they going to build that Fizz? If they build AP Fizz...
No, they're good. AP Fizz is no-go nowadays. He is just a shell of what he used to be. As someone who played Fizz in the mid lane all day, every day, he is useless nowadays as AP. Not useless, you can still play him, but he's nowhere near as good as he used to be. Going to be going Bruiser AD on that Fizz, which is actually really strong since they changed the kit. Much more auto-attack reliant. So Fizz actually kind of creeping up as a top-tier jungler nowadays, even though he was kind of more of a top laner since the changes.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how he goes up against the Sejuani. I've never seen that matchup personally. But, I mean, it could go in favor of that Fizz. We just have to see how the Sejuani actually plays.
It's a really interesting matchup because they both kind of have ways to kind of punish each other. Sejuani is usually going to be having a very healthy kind of health stacked build and stuff like that, and of course percent health damage done by Fizz there, so really could chunk out Sejuani, but of course Fizz's counter is he's super highly mobile, so you lock him down with hard CC, which Sejuani has an abundance of. So lock down that Fizz, everybody else trails damage on top of it, or trains damage, excuse me, and Fizz dies before we can jump away and things like that. But, like we said, Fizz could easily actually chunk down Sejuani, as she is really the only tank for the side of Ashley's Minions on the purple side. I actually don't mind if they go for a Karma or a Kennen. Either one of those are good, because you can use it as disengage to keep your AD carry, your double AD carry comp safe in the back line and just push turrets, avoid the team fight.
I would have liked more of the Karma at this point, because it's just more CC. They're gonna, and especially for that Kalista. That Kalista if she gets out of hand, your team is going to die.
Well, that's actually why I like the Kennen pick, because he can use the ultimate not only to aggress in and stun down that Callista, if he can get some sort of stun off. The Karma, even though she has slows and things like that, it's not the hard CC that you get from Kennen stuns. And they've got, again, hard CC coming up from the Renekton stun from the W there, but it's a little bit harder to get in there. And Renekton does have good gap close, but it's a little bit easier to get stuns from afar with the Kennen. But they've added another person to their front line here in tanks for the purple side Ashley's minions, so that will help out a little bit in not making Sejuani the only frontliner. But like you said, Karma would have worked out really well because it would speed up the entire team, keep the entire team safe. It's really good for poking and sieging turrets too. But you can kind of, it's pick or choose. What do you want to go for? And they've opted to go for the tanky frontliner rather than more kind of utility for their team.
Yeah, I feel they just want to shut down that Mundo because they know, and everyone that plays knows, if you get a fed Mundo, you're not killing him. Because his ult, yeah, it cuts his health by 20%, but he's still gaining so much health. He can just stand under tower, eat that tower up, while the rest of the team is just destroying the tower.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. The Renekton is extremely strong early game, and Mundo, like we said, really wants to just kind of scale up into the later game. He's not as strong early, so if Renekton can bully him in the lane and not allow him to farm, not allow him to scale up, his really kind of fast push AD carry team here, the double AD carry comp coming out for Ashley's minions, could really kind of push down turrets and seal this game for themselves in the early and mid game here before Mundo can ever really get rolling. So, like we said, I do like kind of that lane pressure they've opted to pick in the top lane there, even though kind of Kennen and Karma probably would have fit that mold as well. I keep going back to having more frontline is going to be nice for your team, just having someone to push back the back line, because when you have someone like a Malzahar, who actually they're going to run with teleports, they're going to have a double teleport here for the side of Flaming Ace on the blue side.
I don't know how I feel about that.
If they use it properly, it's really good. But if they don't use it properly, it's terrible. Because pretty much what you're doing by taking teleport in mid lane Malzahar, you're saying, I don't care about winning lane. I don't want to win lane. I want to make plays around the map and help my team get ahead. So we might see some sort of double teleport bot lane. Fizz is also extremely mobile around the map. He could get in there for a 5-man gank bot lane, turn that into an early dragon, something like that. And I really feel like it's going to be up to Flaming Ace to try and get fights this game, where Ashley's minions really, I think, just want to push down objectives, just kite back, disengage those team fights.
Now, there's a lot of pressure on that Ezreal. If he loses that lane, he's going to bring down his team so much because that Malzahar can just roam. Teleport. He's very mobile, and he's amazing with ganks. He can do everything if he wins his lane. Now, if Ezreal shuts him down, Ezreal's going to be a monster into the mid-late game.
Yeah, and it's interesting because one of the things about Malzahar that people always complain about is you can't do anything but shove your wave. You can't really freeze a lane with Malzahar. So you're constantly just shoving in and constantly opening yourself up to jungle ganks. So against a jungle Sejuani, that's really kind of putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Ezreal has good follow-up to gank for, and he's also taking that Ignite as well for extra kill pressure in mid lane. So like you said, if Malzahar pushes up too far and starts trying to roam and make plays around the map, that will be good for Flaming Ace. But if he pushes up and gets ganked by Sejuani before he can make the plays around the map, it could spell a fed Ezreal. Dogcoon could take over the game, because Ezreal can get pretty darn strong in mid lane if you let him. It's pretty much an early kind of free farm fest when you've got an AD carry versus a mage, because you can just bully them out with auto attacks early in the lane and just get a CS lead pretty much off of that.
I feel it's going to depend all on their synergy, how they play together, whether Sejuani knows, okay, they're pushing up far enough where I can just come in through river and destroy this Malzahar. But if their timing is a bit off and the Ezreal pushes and the Malzahar backs off, Sejuani ganks useless, okay, now you have two other lanes that are just getting screwed over. Fizz could go into your jungle, and it's just not a good time.
Yeah, it could be dangerous for both teams. We're really going to see who's going to play their style better, play to their win conditions better, I guess, in this game. I couldn't think of a synonym for better the second time, so I'll use that twice. But as we're hopping into the loading screen here, I want to remind everybody here that we are the Random Championship Series. You can find us at www.randomcs.com. We also have our Facebook page, which is re.cs. If you go to facebook.com/re.cs, re like the champion.cs, you can find all of the wonderful information on our Facebook. Please remember to like that, and you can sign up for our newsletter as well. If you look on the left-hand side, there will be a little button to sign up for our RCS newsletter, so you get informed on all of our upcoming events and giveaways, which, speaking speaking of which, we have a big 1v1 tournament event March 27th, which is going to be, of course, casted by Ashlyn Rose and Morning Bacon. We have huge prizes, not only for the competitors, but big prizes for the chat as well, all of our viewers. We're going to be giving away Steam games, RP cards. We've even got a Razer mouse pad, so a bunch of cool stuff. So please mark your calendars. March 27th, that's Friday. We're going to have that great 1v1 tournament, so sign up and join, or just come out and watch and take part in all of our wonderful chat giveaways and all those kind of cool things. You can also please give us a follow here on our Twitch. It's twitch.tv/randomchampionship-series, but if you want a shorter link, you can go to randomcs.com/live, and it'll take you right to our Twitch page. So thank you guys so much for watching this. We're going to be jumping into our first game of the night in our Platinum Blitz tournament for Saturday, March 21st. My name is Streetball, casting alongside Sordo. We're going to be getting into this game in just a few seconds. Yeah, and actually, Ezreal opting, like I mentioned before, Ezreal taking the Ignite, so it's going to put himself in kind of a dangerous situation in this mid lane, because we mentioned before how Malzahar is probably going to be shoving the lane in, be open to ganks. Ezreal could technically kind of do the same thing, because Ezreal pushes extremely hard and can CS very well with, of course, the Q there. He's got, I believe, what the heck is this Q called? Mystic Shot. There we go, yeah, that's what it's called. Mystic Shot, as well as his auto attack. He can CS like a madman and shove waves too, so we'll see a kind of which one puts themselves in more danger here in the mid lane, because I expect there to be a lot of action in this mid lane personally.
Yeah, I am really going to focus on this mid lane. It's all on that Malzahar. If he can push Ezreal up enough so that he can still back up, he's going to be fine. He's going to win this lane. But, again, it's all up to the synergy of that Sejuani and that Ezreal. If they know, okay, I'm getting pushed in, I need your help now, they can do well in this game.
Yeah, and we actually see Mundo start with the Doran's Shield, which is not a common start, but I quite like the Doran's Shield. I'm a big fan of it. It's a really nice way to kind of just, if you want to just say that you're going to lane and you don't want to kill anybody, it's kind of what it says. It's, I want to go to lane and just regen and just survive for a while. And that's exactly what Mundo wants to do. We see the Doran's Blade start, of course, for Renekton, which is going to be a little bit more aggressive, which is what Renekton wants to do. It already kind of tells the tale of top lane. Renekton wants to get an advantage early, and Mundo just wants to wait and scale up until later in the game when he becomes unkillable. But the fact that they do have a double AD carry comp is good, because you can take down a Mundo reasonably quickly with a couple AD carries if they have sufficient peel. With the auto attack range of Caitlyn, as well as, of course, the range of the Qs and all the spells that Ezreal can throw out, I think they should be safe enough to stay in the backline, as long as they don't get some sort of crazy Fed Fizz action diving them in the backline, or if they get an unlucky Blitzcrank pull, something like that. They should be alright to kite the Mundo in the backline and disengage the fight. So as we keep talking about, that's kind of the win conditions. The game plan for Ashley's minions on the purple side is disengage fights, push objectives, and the team fight kind of comp. Even though it's not really fully team fight centric, they really are a kind of a fighting team in Flaming Ace on the blue side.
Yeah, Flaming Ace, I feel it's more, you just have to wait. With the Fizz, with the Mundo, you just gotta wait for them just to get a bit, they just gotta snowball a bit. And once they start snowballing, that's gonna spell trouble for Ashley's minions.
Yeah, and Blitzcrank actually opting to start with the Ancient Coin right there, which leads me to believe he's going to be spamming hooks a fair amount. Usually like to see Blitzcrank start with something a little bit more like a Relic Shield or something like that, or even like a Doran's Shield or like a Ruby Crystal, something like that. I know people don't start with that much nowadays, but I'm just not the biggest fan of having the Blitzcrank start with the Ancient Coin. It will, of course, like I said, give him the mana regen to allow him to throw out hooks all day long, but I feel like once you land that hook, it doesn't give you the combat stats you need to kind of effectively trade with Caitlyn and Janna. I feel like because Kallista's not the strongest AD carry early, it doesn't synergize that well with Blitzcrank in this early portion of the lane, and we see already that Mega Poro is kind of pushing out Kallista. Like I was saying, you kind of want somebody that's going to be tanky in order to pull someone in and soak up the damage while Kallista gets free damage in, and Blitzcrank is really not have that tankiness without his Relic Shield or any sort of Ruby Crystal or Doran's Shield. He's sitting on the Ancient Coin, and that's just pure mana regen. As I say this every game, no combat stats, you don't want to fight. And Mundo getting chunked out here super early, but that's why you take the Doran's Shield, is for the regen.
Yeah, that top lane. I don't know what the Mundo was doing. He was so far out, pressed his W, and I don't know whether he realizes that takes away your health. So if you're trying to run away, it's not the best idea to keep that W on. It's more better just to throw a Q, hope to God you hit the cleaver, and just walk away. Because now, here comes the Sejuani to come up and try to push him in more.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. I think what he was trying to do is just stop the Renekton stun, but I don't think he timed it properly. You want to get that Burning Agony on exactly when the Renekton stuns you and then take it off right after. Because like you said, all of Mundo's abilities cost HP. There's Sejuani trying for a lane gank. But I really feel like Shunji really shouldn't have gone up there to begin with. Like he should have farmed more and then come in from the back and turret dove him once they were a couple levels higher. Because I think he just wasted a bunch of time trying for a lane gank right there. Renekton's lane was already pushed so far in. There's no point going for a lane gank unless the Mundo is going to have to come up and be forced to walk into your gank in the bush.
Yeah, I mean, for top lane, with this Mundo, he really does need to farm under tower, let Renekton push a bit, because later on in the game, later on into laning phase even, he's going to be able to push him back. He's going to be able to win that lane, but he has to be able to stay back. He has to stay healthy, and he just cannot get that low.
Yeah, and when you're chunked out that early, and this is why I was saying I love having the Doran's shields, because he is regenning health fairly fast right there, but Renekton doing a good job of trading with him. Even though he was under a turret, Renekton doing a great job of controlling the lane so far, but Mundo doing a good job of keeping up in CS, even though he has been trying to CS under turret. And as you see, a small CS advantage for Fizz in the jungle, because Sejuani, as I was saying before, wasted a bit of time with that lane gank attempt in top.
I don't even think that was... You can even call that a lane gank. I think that was just him going up there, sitting there. Oh, let me just look at the view up here, and then recall, because he didn't really even do anything. He didn't even take a look at the Mundo. Gosh.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you don't want to see right there, is your Mundo dying early and the Renekton getting strong, because Renekton doesn't scale that well, but when he gets fed early, he can have a dominant mid-game, and this is probably what we're going to see right now from the top Renekton in Red Shide. He's already taken down Mulcommon in top lane, and that is not good, like we said, for the Mundo. He's picked up a Chain Vest to try and help keep himself alive against the Renekton, but once Renekton goes back to buy, I think it's going to spell dark days in top.
Yeah, Fizz is really going to have to start focusing now on that top lane. He's noticing now that, okay, Renekton's gone, I'm going to have to farm now while he's just gone. But Fizz is really going to have to start focusing more towards where blue jungle is, and just trying to focus on that top lane. There goes the Sejuani trying to get up there now.
Yeah, and this is probably a good idea. Just camp top lane and just kind of stifle the Mundo and get your Renekton fed. We saw Fizz trying to get something going in bot lane right there, but it's really hard to do when you have a Caitlyn shoving in the lane and you've got a Janna protecting with disengage for any jungler ganks. We see the giant CS lead for Caitlyn in bot lane, and this is kind of what I was saying before, as I didn't like the fact that Blitzcrank's really not doing much for his team, but here's the jump onto Mundo. He does flash away, and they exactly perfect. Good job by the side of Ashley's minions. Burn the flash, just walk away. Don't even bother trading any more damage. You've got the cooldown. Come back in 4.5 minutes. Easy kill.
Yeah, I was about to say, the Sejuani just staying there wasn't that good of an idea. But now that they got the flash off, it's a really good idea. Now she's getting Grump, but we don't know whether the Fizz is going to go up there, and we're going to see a fight on her.
Yeah, Fizz has been opting to just straight up farm this entire time, and Sejuani getting some counter jungling in as she knows that Mundo really can't come and protect, and she's not really scared of Fizz by herself in the jungle so far, which Fizz opting for the Skirmisher's Blade right there, which of course works really well because Fizz wants to get as many auto attacks off as possible, but here we are, the junglers are going to meet in the jungle. They're both level 5 right now. There's the smite coming in on Sejuani, and Sejuani needs to actually turn on this. There's the E coming in from Fizz. Will she die? Yes, she will. Over aggression from Sejuani, but there's the slice and dice coming from Red Shide. Is he tanky enough right now to stay alive? He's going to take them on a wild goose chase. I think Mundo will be able to catch him. He does. He pops his ultimate. The movement speed will be enough. There's the ult from Malzahar, actually, but Renekton using his Q to get back as much HP as possible. Flash over the wall from Malzahar, and Mundo picks up the kill. It's going to get Mundo back in this game. Great play to trade even.
Yeah, that was a very good play. The Fizz, perfect timing, getting that Sejuani down. If he wouldn't have gotten that Sejuani, I wouldn't have called this that worth. The Malzahar coming in was very good. My question was, where's Ezreal? Where'd he go? He elected to stay in lane to farm, which may have been a good thing, but he could have gone in and saved his buddy Renekton.
And here's the thing, is he had used his ult about 20 seconds or so previous just to clear waves in mid and try and get some vision on the enemy jungler. I think if he had saved that, he could have stayed in mid and then helped with the fight with the ultimate, because he's sitting on the tier right now, and I'll say this again, I'll say this every single game, combat stats. He doesn't have combat stats with that tier, so he's not going to do that much in the fight right now, so farming's not a bad idea, but like you said, you still want to help out your team a little bit, and I feel like like an ult right there. Might have been able to change things, might have been able to snipe that Fizz while he was dueling Sejuani, but I really feel Shunji shouldn't have been dueling Fizz in the first place. As I mentioned in Champ Select, Fizz and Sejuani both have ways to beat each other, but Sejuani's way to beat Fizz is she CCs Fizz and somebody else does damage to him. But here we go, gank in mid lane, there's the ultimate, actually just missing Malzahar. This could be bad though, he is going to have to stack up his passive to 5 already. Malzahar actually going the wrong way, he's trying to kite to his Fizz, but he is just pretty much dead regardless of what he does after the flash was burnt over the wall. Good job by Sejuani, knowing the flash was down from the Malzahar when he killed Renekton, going to mid lane, easy kill.
Yeah, that was very good remembering. Okay, hey, Malzahar's flash down, let me just go get a free kill. But the Fizz is there, just waiting. And I wouldn't wait there too long as this Fizz, because you really do need to farm as Fizz. But here he goes, trying to get in.
And he's going by himself too, it's level 6 versus level 8, and that's the thing. When he pops the ultimate, actually, this might not be that bad. Ezreal could be in danger. He does have his flash, and he flashes over to the side. Interesting, because he had a Sejuani coming down from the top, and a Janna coming from the bottom. Janna was closer, but he opted to flash towards the Sejuani. I think he probably should have gone to Janna, but regardless of the situation, Fizz burns a flash for an ultimate, so fair trade coming out for the blue side Flaming Ace.
Yeah, the thing that I'm starting to notice right now, Ashley's minions, they're starting to get that gold lead, and it's starting to snowball. And if you look at top tower's gone. Like, where'd it go?
Yeah, and this is exactly what you hate to see as a jungler. And Fizz actually prematurely pops his E. I think if he had held that a little bit longer, he could have used it to get over a wall. But this is, like you said, with the top turret down, Renekton's free to roam, and he's so far ahead right now. He's an absolute monster. He can just go and bully people in his own jungle. Here's Malzahar to try and get a 2v1 going on, as Ezreal is, of course, back at base. Renekton did pop his Slice and Dice, but I think he's kind of wise to this, and will try and back out. No, he's going in, pops the ultimate. He's going to try and go in on Mundo right here, but Mundo doing the smart thing and just disengaging, wait for the Renekton ultimate to pop off. But Malzahar needs to be careful. Renekton's just going straight for Malzahar. This could be actually dangerous. He might be able to take him down before he goes, but good Slice and Dice coming from Renekton. Going to keep himself safe. And Ezreal, this is when Ezreal shouldn't be coming to help. He should just go push in mid lane. Just take the turret right now. You're an AD carry. There's no reason to come help. Just take that turret.
Well, it could end up being a good fight for them if they go for the right person here. He was electing to
Sorry, jump underneath the guy and flash away. Kalista actually flashed forward. Sejuani, that is going to be... Oh no, Blitz blocked it. The Kate Elfman, and Sejuani's going to go down. Here comes Fizz. This is a huge error. Oh my god. Over-aggressive. Beautiful job by Blitzcrank blocking the Kate Ultimate. But there's Ezreal Ultimate. Oh, and they just dodged it just in time. Knight saw 9, keeping himself safe. Knight saw 9 and Knight saw 11. Good job in the bot lane so far, even though they're getting dominated in CS. Actually, Caitlyn might have to give up her life here. Let's see if they can get up to her in time. There's the ultimate used with the Kalista. Yes, it is. Blitzcrank is going to hit her, but I don't think they can catch up in time. No, there's going to be a flash away. Caitlyn keeps herself alive and holds onto the heal for now. Can't be a rend there from Kalista, unfortunately, but in the bot lane there, huge CS lead. But here's a teleport actually coming in from base is Renekton. He's going to try and make something happen. Kalista's trying to kite away with her passive. There's the Slice and Dice from Renekton. The ultimate used by Blitzcrank. He flashes forward. That's going to be a dead Kalista. Kalista being worth a fair amount of gold right now as well. Megaporo being forced to pop his heal in the back there. And he might just dive this? Renekton's going in. He's got the double buff. He does not care right now. There's the bop up. And I was going to say, this is really over-aggression coming out from Renekton. Renekton going to be shut down. Malzahar picking up tons of gold, but Fizz on his lonesome in the back there. I don't know what he was doing. But Caitlyn, even though at low HP, she's going out to farm here, which I like that. I like that from AD carries. If you know you're safe and you're low HP, who cares? Just push in that wave, and she's going to probably turn to Dragon with her team. Insane extended fight from both sides.
Yeah, there comes in that AD Ezreal just coming in, taking the dragon. They know that no one is near that dragon. They can kind of tell the Malzahar's there, but what is he going to do?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Malzahar can't really do anything by himself right there. I really think he probably just should have pushed in mid lane rather than even trying to contest. It was pretty much a 1v4 contest, so just don't even bother as a Malzahar. You can't steal with anything, really. Just push in the wave, get some CS, try and catch back up to this Ezreal, who is leading quite heavily in CS so far. But while all that was happening, Mundo is trying to catch back up in top lane.
Yeah, I mean, Mundo, he can't push waves. That is his one downfall. He really cannot push waves. That entire fight took, I don't know, 3 minutes. He just got up to the tower right now. And he barely got it to half. While they just traded, what was it, 4 for 2? Something like that? It just was not worth it, and it was not a good fight on Flaming Ace's side.
Yeah, and the thing is like we said before, Renekton being over-aggressive, dying into the turret, giving shutdown gold over to Malzahar, but still they are 3k gold behind, so even though Ashley's minions is making mistakes, getting over-aggressive, like you said, I don't really think that Flaming Ace is in the position to really capitalize on it right now. As we saw, Mundo can push decently fast once he has his Sunfire and he pops the Burning Agony as well. But once he gets to the turret, like you said, he's not doing really any damage to it. So really kind of not having Mundo in the team fight and split pushing is not the best idea. You want him in the team fight and having someone else split pushing for your team. But here comes Sejuani to try and make something happen. There's the Zephyr coming out from Janna. Let's see if they can jump in. Callista might get jumped on right now. She is. She's going to have to try and jump back and kite to safety here. Well, they have a huge Sejuani ultimate. That is going to be Nightsaw's doom.
Goodbye.
Kate staying safe right now. Another Zephyr there coming from Janna. They're going to try and get the kill, but I don't think they should do this yet. Just push the turret and get some action here. Fizz up in top lane, though, trying to push back Renekton. He's too wise for it.
Now, they're being a bit too over-aggressive with Flaming Ace. Like, they know what they're doing, but yeah, there goes the Blitz. There goes the tower. And everything is falling apart at this point in time.
This is the point of the game where you really start to see the CS advantage. As we can see right now, the gold lead is extended to almost 6k, about 5.5 right now. And most of that, I know kills are nice and stuff like that, but oh wow, getting a kill onto Mundo there as well, but Fizz will pick up the kill in return. And Renekton kind of just trading back and forth right now, but because Renekton is so strong and they're forcing 2 people to go defend in top lane, it's easy turrets in the bot lane for the side of Ashley's minions.
That was completely worth that suicide death up top, just wasting time, allowing bot lane just to get in and take 2 towers for nothing. Like, you need to at least get something out of that bot lane. Whether it's a kill, whether it's just push them back. You need something. Even the mid lane could have gone in that tower. But, again, like you said, they had to put 2 people onto that Renekton now.
Yeah, and that's really the problem when, of course, any lane starts to snowball. Is you have to send more resources onto one side of the map, and then if the other team is smart, they can just go to where you're not and take free objectives. And I want to kind of question Ezreal's build, actually. I really would have liked him to go at a different build order. He's kind of spread out everything. He bought the Tear, then he bought a Vamp Scepter, then he bought Lucidity Boots, and then a Sheen. He's kind of just wasting his money, not wasting his money, but he's spreading his money too thin. He needs to invest in one item. I would have rather seen him finish off his Manamune before he kind of gathered all those other items, but here Sejuani getting over-aggressive again, trying to initiate a team fight when his team is not there. I don't know what was going on with that. This is going to be an opening for Flaming Ace to try and push, but Renekton in top lane this whole time.
Yeah, something that I'm noticing, which is kind of sad that's happening. This Mundo, he's not hitting his cleavers. Like, Sejuani could not get out. He started the fight with a cleaver. All the other fights that he has died in, he hasn't hit a cleaver, which is just... He's standing right in front of you. You gotta hit those cleavers, man.
Yeah, and when you miss a cleaver, of course, it costs much more health than when you actually hit somebody. When you hit somebody, some of your health is refunded. When you just throw it and it misses, you don't get as much health. You just kind of just lose a giant chunk of HP. So if he's doing that and throwing cleavers before teamfights start, he's already going to be wounded. We haven't really seen Mundo at full HP during most of this game, but he has finished his Sunfire, which should help him kind of try and save that turret. It'll help him push waves a little bit faster and keep Renekton from trying to push in on the second tier top lane turret there, but of course the Tiamat being finished by Renekton. He's also got a Brutalizer, and now he's reasonably tanky with the double MR coming out there, as it is a reasonably MR heavy team, as Fizz does a decent amount of AP damage, but Nightsaw getting caught out right there, but good Callista ult's going to keep his support safe. We'll see if they can do a 2v1 again in top lane. Whoa, huge damage coming out from Renekton. He wants to slice it under the turret, but he's going to be content to just push them away and back them off 1v2. Let's see what Ashley's minions can get out of this, but no, flash forward by Red Side, and he's going to dodge the ult as well as kill Fizz. Beautiful plays coming up from Renekton. He's got a full Fury Bar. He's going to try and turret dive this Mundo. He is going to get him. Slice and dice out behind the turret. Successful 2v1. I don't know what else to say at this point.
Yeah, this top tower is going down. No matter who you send up there at this point, it's going down. You look at the routine. He's 8-3-0. You're not getting past him.
Sejuani. So I was going to say, Sejuani jumping in there, but not going to take the Malzahar. They're going to be content to just take the turret right now, but sorry to cut you off, but they're going to try and contest this. They need to be careful right now. They could get jumped on immediately. They need to be really careful. Ezreal, the only one on his team, though, that decided to want to fight that. Sejuani is backing off when she shouldn't and fighting when she shouldn't. She needs to get on the same page as her team, because it's not playing well right now. They're getting objectives, they're winning and stuff, but they could have gotten easy kills right there. Dogcoon had the right idea, but Sejuani was back off to farm. They need to get on the same page.
If they make it into the next round, I would really like to see this team go on, and I want to see how Shuji, I can't even pronounce that name, actually like synergizes with her team. Because at this point, she's going back when she should be going in. She's going in when she should be going back. And the reason why they are so ahead the way they are is because of this Renekton. He is 8-3-0, and I cannot stress that enough. If you look at his items, he is light years ahead of this Mundo. But I mean, still, if they can contest this dragon well enough, Flaming Aces could start to get back into this game.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. As we mentioned, of course, Mundo's just going to get tankier and tankier as this game goes on. This is their opportunity right now to try and take control. There's Sejuani jumping in. Her ultimate is still down from the last time she used it. But they're going to try and just take this dragon here. There might be a smite contest, but no, they're going to give it up for free. And possibly fight here. They need to be really careful. They can get engaged on. This is exactly what you don't want to see, is you lose a dragon and a team fight. There's Renekton jumping in the backline. He's going to get Malzahar ulted. There's the ultimate coming from Ezreal, but giant damage. Ooh. Triple kill from Renekton. 3-man, just 1v3 in the backline. Absolute murder coming out from that quadra kill. Yeah, like
oh gosh,
and that's
Kick
why.
That money. God, he just stole the penta. My heart.
And that's why you go that Tiamat on Renekton though. That's exactly why you do that. Is so when you dive the backline, you can hit all 3 of those people like that. If he didn't have that Tiamat, he wouldn't be able to pull that off. Red Saeed, like you said, pretty much carrying this team right now.
Yeah. I have so many feels for this Renekton right now. He can just come in right now, tank this. They're going to get the tower. They can probably get the inhibitor if they want to, you know, have them cojones right now. And yeah, they're going to go take that inhibitor. They really don't have any challenge against them because they can fight this right now.
Yeah, because Janna used her Monsoon right there to heal people up, which is actually a smart idea, instead of just using it for disengage, which is usually the right idea, is usually like, oh, I need to keep my team safe, I'm going to use it, save it for when someone's attacking. But just using it to get the heal off right there really kind of put them in a place where, like you said, they could fight if they did get engaged on. They could just turn it easily. So it kind of put Flaming Ace in a position where they were like, let's just give this up. We don't even want to try and save our inhibitor. Let's just give it up for free and we'll do something else later. We'll come up with a new plan. But right now, just a huge gold lead for Ashley's minions. They're winning in CS, they're winning in kills. They have just a stupid amount of items right now.
Yeah, the big boy Baron just came out. I'd like to see, are they going to put wards in? Are they going to try to get more deep wards in? And are they trying to go for that Baron? Because they can win this game without Baron. But if they get that Baron, it's going to be the nail in the coffin. I had Flaming Ace. Like, I had them trying to win this game. Because I really did believe in their team composition. It was a really good team comp. But the way they're executing, especially starting in that top lane, they really needed to focus more on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, team comps and things like that, and counters and all that stuff only really works when you're at a pretty even skill level with your opponent, but really Red Shide showing that he was just unfortunately better than Mundo in top lane. The same could be said in other lanes here, but they're going to fight on Malzahar, ulting Caitlyn, and Caitlyn gets get pulled, but she just flashes away, uses the heal, get the shield, and they are just too fed right now. That would have spelled the death there of everybody for Ashley's minions if the gold was even, but just almost double the gold of Flaming Ace right now, and that's what happens when you have that distance.
Look at the towers, it's 7-0. You get so much gold coming from those towers, especially when no one else is getting it. It just stacks and stacks and stacks. And like I said in the beginning, the first team to snowball just a little bit is going to win this game, especially in that top lane and mid lane. Because if you look at the Ezreal, he's 306. What is the Malzahar? 132. And he's still ahead in farm. This Ezreal is ahead in farm. He won the lane. He's winning mid game. Renekton just won everything. And it's just not looking good for Flaming Ace.
Yeah, the interesting thing, though, is I feel like Kate is a little bit too kind of concerned with farm. I mean, her farm is great and stuff, but she's like, let's protect this top turret. Screw that, just group with your team and end this game right now. You are so far ahead, there's no reason, really, to not be grouped with the team. It's a 4v5 right now for no reason, and she's kind of putting her team in a situation where they can't really fight without her. I mean, they could, but it's not wise to. So Kate's just kind of free-farming, but here they go, they're going to fight 4v5. They're far enough ahead that it should be fine. And Blitzcrank gets sniped while he's window shopping. In the backline there, Mundo does take down Sejuani, but he trades his life for it. Ezreal picking up the easy kill. And this, like I said, 4v5, flash over the wall from Renekton. The damage on Fizz is absurd. He stuns him. Fizz can't even E away. He is down immediately. Malzahar does not have the movement speed to get away from this. Still sitting on tier 1 boots. There's the tornado. Flash forward from Ezreal. And he doesn't even get an assist. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Renekton picking it up. 16-3-4. Renekton wants all the kills for his team.
Yeah, I mean, this game, just, you give your team a fed Renekton, and you spread out the kills decently enough, you're gonna win this game. he can 1v5 basically at this point in time. Because you have enough damage coming from the back, just them poking little by little. But there goes Kalista just being Kalista. Just coming forward, throwing her little spears, and just getting kills.
A little bit of an overstay there by Ezreal going down, going to eat the 30-second death timer. But I think at the end of the day, it's really not that big of a deal. As we saw, as them pushing in, they took a Nexus turret for free pretty much right there. 4v5 after winning a team fight. Just have Caitlyn with the team, and then you'll get an easy ace and end the game there. Like I mentioned before, Caitlyn was pushing in top lane. They fought 4v5 for no real reason, and they still ended up winning the fight. So it just shows how far ahead they are. But Caitlyn might get converged on here by Fizz and Mundo. We'll see what they decide to do. She's kind of just tagging the Gromp right now. I don't know what Fizz and Mundo are doing. They're just so scared of Renekton. Even though he's at half HP, they're just like, we don't want to get involved even 3v2 right now. But Fizz is going to get caught out here by Sejuani, trying to Q through to safety. But Megaporo going to pick up his first kill of the game by ulting from close distance.
Completely, he just pressed that backspace button and he was gone. That was...
oh, the ultimate actually missing there for Sejuani. Thought that Kalista was going to use her passive to dodge backwards, but instead throws it to where he thinks she's going to juke to. No juke comes out whatsoever. And oh, there's the pull underneath the turret. Sejuani might be taking a decent amount right now, but there's no real follow-up from the side of Flaming Ace, and Blitzcrank has to burn his flash. And Blitzcrank actually going for a weird build. He's picked up the Sheen. He's probably going for that the Iceborne Gauntlet there, but I really don't like that build. I think he's just going for pure tank at this moment, because as we saw right there, he can pull someone in, but when they do come in, they almost kill him. So he needs to get a little bit beefier, so when he does pull someone, he doesn't die immediately.
You're not playing jungle Blitz. Build a regular Blitzcrank build. I mean, I get it, you're 27-9 down, but come on, man. You still gotta build like a normal Blitz.
And that's the thing, is Blitzcrank is one of those champions where you sometimes can get away, because of course like his passive works with the mana stacking and things like that. So like it works out alright, but it is kind of one of those situational builds. It's not one of those things that you can kind of build right now and expect it to work out, especially when you can't even complete the item at 25 minutes, unfortunately. And when all you have... He actually doesn't even have boots right now, which I really think that boots are important on a Blitzcrank, because I know you can speed yourself up with your W, but having the ability to walk extremely fast and land an easy hook for yourself while your person you're trying to hook can't run as fast is really, really helpful on a Blitzcrank. That's why you usually see them go mobility boots and things like that. But Fizz doing a great job protecting his turret. Janna Monsoon's too late, and Fizz takes down the enemy jungler. Good job, Fizz.
Okay, if they can stay under tower and they can defend these towers with their lives, they can come back little by little. But it's the little engine that could.
It's the same story over and over again, though. It's Sejuani just engaging for no reason when her team is just like not there. She's just kind of making plays by herself. There's no real communication, and you can tell with the deaths. Janna's got 1, Kate has 0, Ezreal has 1, Renekton has 3, and he's been playing ridiculously aggressive, and then 5 for Sejuani, who really hasn't been contributing that much other than kind of putting in early CC. Like, she needs to just stay with the team. If she's with the team, she contributes so much. But when she's by herself like that, Fizz kind of just solos her. There's no point to that. Mundo using the ultimate. Oh, just barely saving himself.
Wow, okay.
And Kalista, I thought she was going to try and block that, but she was like, you're on your own, Mundo.
That was a good ult by Mundo just to save himself. I thought he was just done for, but wow, that was very quick thinking by this Mundo.
Oh! Hey, there we go. I like seeing that flash ult from Malzahar, and they pick up a kill onto Caitlyn, but Ezreal doing the right thing and split pushing. He's just gonna stand in the Mundo and try and beat him. He's not even trying to mechanic. He's just right click all day. Let's do this. And that just shows how far ahead they are right now, because really you should have to at least try and kite the Mundo, I think, in a fair game. Oh, the ultimate landing on Ezreal. He shoots his ult, but that is not going to be nearly enough to take down Fizz. Blade the Rune King doing tons of damage. Nightsaw gonna go down. Nightsaw 9 gonna go down as well. Nightsaw double death here. No, he's cutting away like a madman. Can he get away from the Sejuani? Oh my god, he used the Blade the Rune King active. Can he kite back? The minions are there. He jumps for it. No, the double kill. Sejuani picks it up. Kalista is kiting so hard, but she has no freaking items to deal with that monster-fed Sejuani. The gold difference is just too much at this point.
I cry. I believed so hard that they could win this. Kalista, no!
A plus for effort, though, but that's the thing, is when you get this far behind in a game, even when you make good plays like that, you're really kind of just damned if you do, damned if you don't. If she had some sort of items, and Sejuani didn't have 3.5 items completed. Sejuani's even built a Haunting Guise now, and went for the cooldown boots as well, so weird build coming out from Sejuani. I'm very confused by the actions of Shunji this game. I think that if he had just kind of just built pure tank, just kind of build like a Frozen Heart or something like that instead of the Iceborne Gauntlet, that's where you get your CDR from as Sejuani. They're going to try and jump on Fizz right here. Let's see if they can make this happen, if they can lock him down. There's the flash from Sunji going crazy, but Fizz is going to get the poke damage! Oh my god, his team didn't back him up! What the hell are they doing? Oh my god, Sleepy Toaster flashes away from the Piltover Peacemaker. Oh no, he gets sniped by the Arc! Oh my god, Ezreal jumping over the wall. He's going to 1v1 on Nightsaw. Nightsaw can't even get the Glitzdolf off. Blitzcrank is dead. Redshine going to be picking up the kill on Malzahar. He's trying to run away, but he has no movement speed with those tier 1 boots. While Conan has no tankiness because he did not get to farm enough as Mundo. A triple kill for Ezreal. That's the ace, and that is going to be the end of the game here. Ashley's minions picking up the ace and should be able to close things off here. If Renekton just tanks for the team, I don't know why they're not just go. Just go. Why do they have the Ezreal tanking? Red Shade is just straight trolling right now. There we go. There you go. Get the tank tanking and have the AD carries attack. That's how you want to finish it off. Flash is being burned. Well played by Ashley's minions. Really clean game. Besides a few kind of little slip-ups there, Sejuani engaging when her team wasn't there. It was really a clean win for Ashley's minions.
That was a very good game. I thought the comeback was real. I cry at night because of these games. They were so close. If they would have stayed under tower a bit more, they could have won this game. And I would have paraded like Mardi Gras up in here if they could have won this game.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Like you said before, they pretty much had Renekton in the top lane. He got so strong, they had to send at least 2 people, if not 3, to go kill him in top lane multiple times. And really smart plays by Ashley minions, like I said, instead of going to help them in top lane and saying, let's go help our giant Renekton. No, just push down bot lane, push down mid lane, things like that, get free objectives. They really played to their win conditions perfectly with the double AD comp. You really want to kind of, like I said, avoid team fights, push objectives, things like that. And Ashley's minions really did exactly what they needed to do to win that game. And you mentioned before, if you can't get that late game hyper carry rolling early, or not at least rolling, but at least going even, it's going to spell doom for you in the mid game, and that's what we saw. Flaming Ace unfortunately being knocked out, but Ashley's minions, great game, moving on to the next round.
Yeah, like I said, I really did want Ashley's minions to go on just to see if that Sejuani can start to like build with the team. Because like you were saying, she was going off doing whatever she wanted. Like, okay, I'm Sejuani, I'm a boss here, I can do what I want. That's Renekton over there, honey. Stay with the team, please. I really want to see how she's going to work with the team, whether she's going to game correctly, how she's going to be late game. If the games go into 40, 50, 60-minute games, I want to see how she's going to play. And I kind of want to see how the rest of the team is going to react when they don't have a fed Renekton and they have to worry about every single person.
That's true, yeah. And the thing that we do want to focus on, don't want to. Actually, we'll move into the next game here. We'll talk about this here in a little bit. We're setting up the next lobby. We'll take a quick break, but really good job played by both teams. Pretty much everybody on Ashley's minions did their part. We were kind of bashing on Sejuani a bit, but she did more than enough necessary to win her team that game. It's a team effort at the end of the day, and she did make a bunch of great picks. I just feel like they should have grouped up together a little bit more as a team, had more communication. I feel like that's the biggest thing that you can work on as a team. Any team is communication and using your kind of resources together as a team. They did really well that game, though. Moving on to the next round. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. My name is Streetball, casting alongside Sordo. We'll be back with the Random Championship Series in just a second.
Systems upgraded.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Random Championship Series Platinum Blitz Platinum Under Tournament for today, Saturday, March 21st. We are in the third month of the year, 2015. My name is Streetpole, casting alongside Sordo. Two teams we have today. Ashley's Minions on the purple side again, as we saw in the last game, and they're going to be facing Gamble Hard Gaming on the blue side for this round.
They better not gamble with their champions, my gosh. They banned the Sejuani, which I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think, to be honest, that Sejuani ban might not even be target ban, because Sejuani is pretty darn top tier right now, and she's reasonably easy to play as well, so she's one that you can kind of assume that most junglers have in their pool. So kind of a good ban to just throw out right away, and it looks like they're going to be banning the Scion. I actually believe the Scion was banned against them last game, actually. I believe the blue side banned Scion against Ashley's Minions and then picked the Mundo against them, but we're going to be seeing two jungler bans here for the side of Gamble Hard Gaming and the last ban, Zed. So the Vi, Zed, and Sejuani, all pretty darn strong champs right now in their respective roles. And same with Scion, Morg, LeBlanc. But Orianna first pick coming out for the blue side. Interesting pickup right away. Must be really, really confident in their mid lane Orianna.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that that's going to be a trade, because playing that top lane, my gosh.
Oh, no, yeah, I highly doubt we'll see that top lane. Hey, although, I've seen it before.
You're really gambling if you're playing that top lane.
Yeah, especially throwing that out first pick, that would be pretty crazy. Especially against an Aurelia, that would be rough. But yeah, definitely probably going to be that Aurelia in top lane there, the Orianna in mid for the blue side Gamble Hard Gaming. And we'll see if that Nautilus is played jungle or support, as we've been seeing him really strong in both lanes since since the kind of recent changes to both the jungle item there helps him in jungle, and he's just stronger with the upgraded shields and all those kind of things that they changed with him in the recent patch. Really good support, really good jungle right now.
Zach! Yes! I'm so happy right now because I never see Zach.
And he's come back and play exactly like Nautilus. Well, not exactly like Nautilus. They did change him, and they increased, I believe, his W now decreases the cooldown when you pick up a chunk, and the E stuns for or displaces for twice as long now. Instead of 0.5 seconds, it's 1 second. But also the jungle item there is really going to kind of bring all of those tank junglers back into the mix. So Zach's seeing a little bit more play. Like you said, we haven't seen him for a while, since kind of like Season 3 almost was the last time we saw a lot of Zach play. But he's kind of been coming back. I've been seeing him a fair amount recently, and they're going to have the Jinx Janna locked in as well. I like that pickup because you've got the disengage for the hyper carry in the Jinx.
Yeah, I'm noticing on the side of Gamba Hard, they have 2 tanks now. Well, potential tanks. I want to see whether they pull out a solid tank like a Leona or something like that, or are they just going to stick with those 2 and just make them build tanky? Because on the side of Ashley's minions, they have the Nautilus. That's all you really need as a tank. Like, he can frontline and he doesn't die like that Mundo. Just doesn't.
He doesn't die, but the thing about the Nautilus, though, he just doesn't have any damage on top of that as well. And they're going to lock in the Thresh Sivir. I really like that pickup, like you were saying. What are they going to do with the support? Having some sort of utility, something that can peel or also engage if they need to. And like you said, this kind of frees them up to build a tiny bit of damage on all of their tanks, as they've got 3 people who could potentially be kind of just pure tank build. Of course, supports don't get the same sort of gold income as the other laners do, so they can't build as tanky as fast and things like that, so you can't really include them in a pure tank. But I still think that the Thresh is a great pickup there, going to keep Sivir safe as well as possibly wreak some havoc if he does land a good hook. Just tons of utility coming up from the Thresh. I would have liked to see a Thresh or like a Lulu or something like that, something that can do everything, like a Nami, something that can take care of everything, go aggressive, be defensive, whatever you need done. They can kind of a jack of all trades, and that's really what Thresh is.
Don't worry about it. I'm predicting this right now. They have Janna going mid, Brad support. Don't worry, calling it right now. Kill me!
Yeah, AP Janna was actually decent back in the day. Since they changed her many patches ago, really not the same strength, but you saw Zekent, who was the coach for Curse for a little while, and a pro player himself, played AP Janna all the time back in solo queue, and would ruin people's days with an AP Janna. He wouldn't even upgrade his ultimate. He wouldn't even take his ult. He's like, I don't need that, it doesn't do any damage, I don't need that crap. And would just murder people with AP Janna, but don't really see that anymore. Even if she did still have the same kind of kit she did before and all the different ratios and stuff, it's still ridiculously hard to play. So going in support there, and they're going to pick up the Katarina, which the Katarina was banned against them last game, and I pointed that out before. I was saying a weird ban. That Katarina is not something you'd usually see, but it was probably a target ban for Dogcoon, the mid laner for Ashley's minions.
Yeah, I really want to see what he can do, because he had an AD Ezreal. Okay, that's like a shaky pick for most people. For him, he played it very well. Right? Granted, he was an American sniper with his ult, but he played it very well. Now that he has the Katarina, I really want to see how he's going to match up against this Orianna. And I really want to see how Zach is going to do. That and bot lane. Bot lane, Sivir versus Jinx, I'm always a bit shaky on that matchup, because I really don't know who's going to come out on top. Whether the Sivir is going to get that first kill, or the Jinx is going to get that first kill. Just, you really don't know.
I feel like it's gonna come down to the support Thresh there. As we saw in the last game, Blitzcrank really couldn't get a hold of anybody and couldn't really make much of a difference in bot lane before. We'll see if Malkurkus can actually get something going on, land a Thresh hook, something like that. But I really feel, like you said, it's gonna be difficult. Like, Sivir is great in that she can spell shield, the traps from Jinx, things like that. She has ways to counter them, but it's how fast, how good is her trigger finger? Can she actually use the spell shield properly? How good is her boomerang? Are they going to be shoving the lane with Ricochet the entire time? Are they going to get jungler help? There's a bunch of factors that come into play to see who wins, where it's a very kind of just standard safe lane when you've got a Janna in tow. You can just say, I've my AD carry play up front, just throw shields on them constantly. If anybody touches her, just disengage with tornadoes and slows, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I feel this bot lane is very, very even, because both Thresh and Janna can't really do anything. Thresh can go in, okay, he hooks, flay. What can you do from there? You need that box to follow up to keep them inside. to be able to just trap to get that kill. With the Janna, you have very little disengage until you get that Monsoon at level 6. And then with both of the AD carries, they could kill each other at any point in time. They don't need to wait for level 6. So it all depends who's going to snowball first, again, and get that first kill.
I have to actually disagree with you there. Janna, even before she has her ultimate, still has a ton of disengage. The tornado can knock back multiple people. Also, depending on how long you hold it for, it can increase the knock-up time. She's got the slow from Zephyr as well, including the shield, as well as the AD ratio, the boost it also gives to that Jinx, who's an absolute monster. She's also got the exhaust on top of that, so I really feel like as long as she hasn't burned all of her spells and she's not poking with tornadoes or anything like that, if someone does come to lane, if she sees a Zac jump over the wall or something like that, she can disengage tornado, shield, get an exhaust on Sivir or something like that. If she has that exhaust up, as long as they're not playing ridiculously over-aggressive and ridiculously uncareful, they should be all right. But like you said, really the kind of pure, the hard disengage from Janna is when she gets level 6, gets that ultimate, and you can just press R and reset whatever you want. It's just like, I don't want to fight, R, it's over.
Yeah, that's pretty true. And I see my mistake in saying Janna can't disengage. Dumb me. I don't think Zac is going to come down to that bot lane until he knows stuff is down for that Janna, and he knows stuff is down for that Jinx, and he can just jump in and get those 2 kills and get him.
You're absolutely right. The kind of perfect scenario would be, as if I was saying, like Malurkus, or however you pronounce his name, or the Thresh for the side of Gamble Hard Gaming. If he does land a hook and gets, like you said, Janna to burn some cooldowns early, if they burn something, then maybe Zac can come around and get a play. But it's going to be interesting. I think that Jinx should try and shove in the lane the entire time. If they just push up the lane, it's really hard for Sivir to see us under the turret with her Ricochet. And then also you have the Janna for disengage, so you can kind of just push up in the lane and not fear too much about the enemy Zac coming in for any sort of jungle gang. So you can just keep your Jinx safe from that. So I think it would be a good idea if they just shove in the lane and try not to get bullied by Sivir. But Sivir, like I mentioned, can shove the lane extremely hard herself with the Ricochet. She's kind of like a Tristana in that respect, in that she can't freeze the wave, and it's hard for her to see us under a turret. So if you shove her under a turret, she can't really see us that well, and she will eventually fall behind in items, and then you can bid her in a team fight or in some sort of lane trade, whatever you want to do.
It's more, as long as Ashley's minions can have just a chokehold on that Sivir, she's not going to do anything. And you're going to be able just to get towers without really worrying about anything. Yeah, you got to worry about the Zac a little bit, but you have so much disengage with this Janna, you can get away with it. But something that we've been ignoring a lot is that top lane. How is Gnar going to go against that Aurelia? Like, how is the matchup going to be?
Well, something that just strikes me as weird right away. Gnar has biscuits. Gnar has at least 9 points in utility. For what reason, I don't know. Usually you'd see 21-9-0 or like 9-21-0 Gnar, something like that. I'm really not sure what the deal is with that. I don't play Gnar or top lane enough to know if that's something that people do, but I've never seen that before, and I think it's weird. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But
yeah. As a top laner, and I've played Gnar a bunch, it's very weird to see biscuits. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't feel. I don't feel like the benefit you'd get from putting 9 points in utility couldn't be spent better elsewhere in your tree. But we'll see how he uses it. Regardless, to go back to your original question of the matchup between Aurelia and Gnar, Aurelia should beat Gnar. In an entirely even skill matchup, Aurelia will beat Gnar. But we're going to have to see whether the kind of players' skills are different and they can just beat each other through pure skill. But it looks like Aurelia is going to be starting a jungle camp, and it looks like the blue side Gamble Hard Gaming is going to be going for a jungle steal early. They're on the opposite side of the map, so there's not going to be a level 1 fight, but we'll see who decides to steal and who just goes for deep wards and backs off.
Yeah, I would have much rather have them take that red, see what that bot lane does, because I feel that they're not going to go into that jungle. They're going to back up, and if they would have taken that red, they could have started out with a 3 buff start.
Yeah, it's true, and it is one of those things where you kind of can throw a jungler off if they don't know if they don't have information. That's the most important thing as a jungler is information, because then you can decide what to do and what your best kind of strategy is based on what's happening in the game. So the more information you have, the better. And those deep wards there placed by Gamble Hard Gaming in the enemy red side jungle should hopefully give some sort of vision, or at least an indication that they're going to be starting the bot side of the map and can make their jungle kind of movements based on that. But like I said before, Aurelia is starting a camp at level 1 here, going to try and TP into lane for level 2.
Yeah, she could do that. Get 3 minion kills, and there you go. You're level 2 before Gnar is even halfway there.
And that really is kind of a cheap way to kind of just like it's pretty much just a cheese. You just cheese your way into lane, and we've been seeing that with a lot of top laners nowadays. You originally kind of started to see it with Maokai and Sion, where Sion could use his passive and kill himself and take a camp, teleport to lane level 2, where Maokai could start up with the saplings, get an easy camp, and we're seeing it with pretty much most of the top laners now. If you can take a camp level 1, that seems like what they want to do is take the camp level 1, go back, buy some items, buy some sustain, buy some wards, TP into lane, you're level 2, your opponent's level 1 or level 2, and you have the item advantage now. So Aurelia's got that ward plus 5 pots. She's going to be able to outsustain Gnar immensely, plus the extra ward on top of her trinket to keep her safe from jungle ganks.
What I also like to see is mid lane. They just take the Raven, and there you go. 3 more CS, and you're level 2. And it just gives you the advantage, because most of the time the mid laner is just like, where is she? What is she doing? And then she comes out of nowhere with a level 2, and you're ahead, unless you get killed. But even if you get killed, you still have a bit of a cushion getting that Raven camp and just being ahead just a little bit.
Early gank in top lane though, Gnar is just waiting out right now. He's gonna have to try and flash as he does, but there's the hook. Beautiful. Oh, actually, how did he get that? He used the hop. Is he gonna go into turret? No, he's gonna back off and stay safe. Good job by Shunji just to let it go and not over-aggress, but Katarina does not want to let this kill go. She should be able to get it, but I think Gnar is wise to it. I think Orianna pinged him out or let him know in voice comm, so good job by Gnar just running back, staying safe. But here we go, 3-man gank, flashing away, and they like to let Janna die actually. Flashing away from the hook was Jinx, and he lets Janna die instead. That's one of those unfortunate situations where you gotta almost let your buddy know, I'm gonna flash this, and he goes, what? And just gets eaten by hook. Because if they had double flashed that, they would have been great, but unfortunately, Janna sitting there with both summoner spells and a nice death timer.
Zach! Thank you.
And
this is why I love Zach, because he can do stupid plays like this that I love. You can get those ganks in so early and just get kills and put your bot lane ahead. Alright? I love that he didn't take the kill. He backed off and allowed Sivir to get that kill because he knows he can go into any lane at this point in time and just get assists, get kills. And he knows that he needs that bot lane to start snowballing hard.
And it's been very efficient ganks so far from Zach. Like we were saying, he's been kind of taking jungle camps, going directly to a lane, forcing some spells, forcing some sort of lane pressure, or getting a kill and then jumping out. But here we go, flash down. Good juke there from Gnar. Really good job from Rectify, 5-4-7. But there's the flash from Aurelia going in for the stun. He's going to lock him up there. Let's see if you guys got the hook for it. No, they will be able to take him down here. Good job, Aurelia, closing off for the kill.
Yeah, that's very good to trade bot lane for top lane. I feel it's more in favor of Ashley minions now, because now the top lane can push with the Nautilus and with the Aurelia. But also, the bot lane is just staying there. But both of them are recalling, which I find, I don't know, the Aurelia decided to stay and take tower, which is the smart thing to do.
Yeah, she is so far ahead in minions right now, and she still has all the sustain she needs from those pots. The one thing is, though, that Gnar, of course, does have a longsword over her now, but it's really not that big of a deal, so she's alright to stay, but she should go back, spend her money, and then come back to lane and just farm this Gnar's life, pretty much, because she's far enough ahead right now, and this is what you were saying. It's good to trade for the top end, but they're actually going to make a hook on Jinx in the bot lane. Jinx getting flayed back there, big damage coming in from Sivir, but she does not have the mana. Actually, she does. She gets the spell shield off, so she gets a bunch of mana back. Just enough for Boomerang now. Big damage being traded in on Jinx, but it is not going to be enough for the kill, I don't think. Yes, it might be! They do get the kill! She did not have the flash before she used the heal. The exhaust was burned by Janna, but it wasn't nearly enough. And that is going to be 2-0-0 for this Sivir so far.
Yeah, those hooks, man. They are deadly. I'm surprised that the Jinx did not get out of there, but it was a valiant effort. But I expected more the Thresh to go in once he hit level 6, because the Jinx was starting to get away. But again, Flay, you keep him there, the exhaust, the Jinx is not getting away. But that box usually keeps them into that fight, and you don't need to burn an exhaust to get a kill.
And this is actually interesting, because Zac is starting the dragon, and Sivir is backing. They're going to try and get a gank here in mid lane. Shunji and Doggoon getting good damage trade onto Orianna, but nothing comes out of the gank attempt. And Zac's just going to be soloing this dragon, and he can do that with all the sustain he has from his kit. And Aurelia super strong with that Sheen right now. Big damage going onto Gnar. Is she going to dive? She does. And Redshide is getting fed again in top lane. And to be honest, I'm more afraid of a fed Aurelia than I am a fed Renekton, and especially when the person on your team that's fed is a Sivir, an AD carry, who Aurelia can jump to a bunch of times. It's really scary.
They gotta get
But great hook onto Orianna, though. There's the ultimate coming up from Katarina. The ultimate from Ori comes in. Zach jumping into the back. Let's see if he can get the kill on Katarina. I don't know if he can. He flashes forward for it. Yes, he does. Glovebox going to try and get away. I think he still has his passive up. If he just get the kill, but no, he collects the blob and he stays alive. Beautiful play. Living on the edge right there is Glovebox.
Ah, the big Play-Doh Jello man himself.
Oh, but here comes Aurelia, though. She's coming down from top lane. Let's see if she can get this gank, and I think that Billboard kind of figured something out. This is going to be an easy third kill for Aurelia. That is the third time she's just dove underneath the turret. The last hit, easy peasy, 3-0-0 Aurelia at 7 minutes. There's the hook again, landing on Jinx. This is going to be really dangerous. No exhaust this time. Good damage traded on, and they actually popped the Sivir ultimate. She does have, of course, that BF sword and just eats the traps. Actually, that was really funny. She used her spell shield, ate one trap, and then walked into the other one and actually got stuck. But teleport being burned by Aurelia, Gnar cancels his TP, and Aurelia is chilling in ball lane right now, and here we go, this is what we were talking about, but Aurelia hasn't spent her gold yet. She has to be careful about this and not be too... Oh, and she's gonna go down! The shutdown on Aurelia, that's so unfortunate. Like I was saying, Aurelia needs to spend her gold and then fight, and she goes down. Easy peasy kill over to Thresh. That's the one bit of solace for Ashley's minions, is that Thresh got that kill and not Sivir, or else Sivir would be pretty darn close to an IE right now.
Thresh ADC confirmed, don't worry about it. What I found this hilarious. Thresh hits the hook, he's about to come in, and Janna just saves Jinx. She throws the tornado, it keeps Thresh where he is, and doesn't allow him to fly in box.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that disengage, especially when you hit both members, it's extremely strong. A lot of supports, when your AD carry does get engaged on, you have to kind of go, okay, I'm going to CC the AD carry because they're the most important person. But really, when you're Janna, you can line it up if the AD carry and support in the other team position poorly enough that you can get a double tornado, and it's pretty much just negating the fact that your AD carry was hooked in the first place. So Janna, I think, is such a perfect partner for Jinx to keep her safe and allow her to scale into late game, because she has no real way to escape anything besides the traps. But that's not a gap closer or a disengage. It's just kind of traps on the floor. People don't run into them. They do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, oh gosh, Zach coming in, trying to do something. Zach needs to find the perfect place to be. Because if not, he's just not going to get anything done. He's going to be there, hey, I'm a big blob. What are you going to do about it? And nothing is going to get done.
Yeah, if you can time and engage like this, it's actually pretty decent. There's the Orianna ball coming, but good job jumping away from Katarina, or Katarina jumping away rather. But Glovebox jumping forward, flash over the wall from Nautilus to keep himself safe, and they can rotate and take mid turret right now for free.
Now, this is what I'm seeing. Jaws coming up from the top lane, and Aurelia there. She's going to come mid, and it's not going to be a fun day for Gamble Hard.
Well, I was going to say, she should be able to 1v4 them. Even with Katarina and Nautilus, they still have to be careful about it. Jinx shooting up her rocket from the mid lane. I don't know about that. The Jinx rocket's not the same as the Ezreal ult, where you can kind of just use it. They need to be careful because they're getting roamed on here from the mid lane. Gamble Hard coming down to the bot. They need to be careful. They're going to try and get this and proc the Jinx pass, but I think they're staying too late. We'll see if they can get away from this. I think they're going to go down. Jumping in. Yeah, here we go. She's going to try and get the turret and get the passive away. She does get the passive. Flashes over the wall. Will it be late enough? They just goes. Oh, the traps don't activate in time. Didn't even have to use the spell shield. That is going to be a kill, and Janna will go down here eventually. She does have the Monsoon, though. She might be able to stay alive. Let's see how she plays this Monsoon. Got the tornado. Use it. Use it. There you go. You're free. There we go. Groaning. And there's the hook from Nautilus with the re-engage. Here we go, some action. Hook on hook. And Glovebox jumping in for some good trade on Shunji. And Shunji's just back out right now. Just save your Janna and back out farm under the turret, because you need to wait for that Jinx to get back in the lane.
That was a very, very good Monsoon. Thresh was coming in, Zach was coming in, trying to be a baller. No, not this early in the
Oh no, the hook landing, that's Shunji's death. This has been hooks all game long for Marlurkus, wherever the heck Thresh's name is. He's been landing hooks for his team left and right, and they finally get one to capitalize on top of. That is a dead Shunji, and there's going to be a dead bot tier turret. This is how they need to come back in the game and try and get some gold advantage over this ridiculously fed Aurelia in top.
Yeah, I mean, the difference and the reason why they're winning, they're hitting skill shots. Thresh is hitting the hooks when he needs to. He is being LeBron James right now. He is just in the clutch right now, getting those hooks.
Feels Billboard, though. She's getting chunked. And actually, Aurelia opting to upgrade the Ninja Tabi first. That's really interesting. Upgrades the movement speed, but he's got no more damage on top of that. I'm really surprised by that. When you're super fed on a bruiser, excuse me, just stack damage first, and then you can build the tanky. I would have loved to see him build parts of his Trinity Force instead of those Ninja Tabi. But here he is, going for a jump on Billboard. What do I know? Getting a free easy kill on Orianna underneath the turret there. Leaving up top there, Nar is just free farming by himself, but who cares because he's far enough behind. It doesn't really matter.
Well, there goes Nautilus and Aurelia up there, trying to just push that Nar away. It's like, oh, you want farm? No. Back off. That's mine. Please, no.
And interesting, they were content just to grab the kill and then try and rotate. They seem more interested in kills than they are in actual turret pressure, which it seems like Gamble Hard Gaming is focusing a little bit more on turret pressure and trying to get those turrets down to real objective, get the global gold going, but Megaporo just barely dodging glove box. We'll see if Jenna can get the disengaged tornadoes. She does have enough. Hook not landing there. Megaporo learning how to dodge and gets it going. He's got upgraded boots as well, which is usually a good idea, is get those boots going when you need to dodge some sort of hooks or blitzcrank pulls, things like that. Get the movement speed, get the dodges out, paying off right there.
Yeah, it was so close. That hook, if he would have just taken 2 steps forward and thrown that hook, he would have gotten it, and this outcome would have been a lot different. But I mean, it's still a good outcome for both teams. It ended up being that Ashley's minions got the tower. Gamelhart Gaming is able to get into the jungle. I don't know about this engage on the Aurelia, but we'll see right now.
They do have the people. If they can land this and kill her before she actually gets some sort of team help, this could be really good. There's the on the hunt pop by Sivir. This is exactly what they need. Burn the Aurelia immediately, and then they can fight whatever they want, take whatever they want on the turrets. And Red Shade, being over-aggressive yet again, gets the 420 Blaze hit score, but he is not going to be happy with that because he dies, unfortunately. He'll be able to spend his money, but like I said, I feel like unfortunately he's just given up kills for free there, and the side of Gamble Hard Gaming can take objectives on top of that. They're looking at Dragon right now.
Yeah, they tried to use Grump to get out of there. They had just too many people. You burned your flash to get over the wall to try to avoid 3. You use Grump, but now you still have those other 3 coming in, just destroying you. But now they're going towards Dragon, which is a good thing for both teams. It just depends who can get control first.
Hook landing on Janna. I was gonna say she's gonna have to pop her ult if she wants to stay alive right now. But the nice thing is Aurelia does have teleports. If they really need to engage in a fight, Aurelia can TP in and get there immediately. But it looks like they're just gonna try and zone them out for right now. A good poke coming onto Katarina. That's what you want to do, is chunk that assassin. So if she does want to come in, you can blow her up before she blows somebody else up on your team. But right now it looks like Dragon control actually being taken by Gamble Hard Gaming. It looks like Ashley's minions decide to back out because they don't want to deal with that Scuttle Crab. But they're going to engage actually on Zac. Nautilus jumping in. Is his team there to back it up? Here comes Redshide from the bottom. Redshide and Nautilus can really pretty much can do it with their by themselves. Redshide is so menacing with that Trinity Force almost completed so far. They really need to be careful and are backing out from a 2v5 really.
I feel if the Nautilus would have waited a good 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds, like 5 seconds more, he would have been able to get a better engage than what he got because he had to run away, wait for the Aurelia, and then go back in. If he would have waited a little bit of extra time, he would have probably gotten a kill on someone on Ashley's game.
Yeah, and actually an offensive pink there was placed by Gamble Hard Gaming, which I'm not the biggest fan of. That is usually a good spot to do, but not when people are kind of running around in that area. You usually want to do that earlier in the game and have it sit until about this point in the game. But usually want to have defensive pinks and offensive greens, but there was an offensive pink there, which they're probably just using to clear as they were sieging up before, but I really feel like they should have thrown the pink further back on their side and then throw up the green wards on the enemy side. We'll see if they can contest this Dragon right now. Nar is coming up from the bot lane. Aurelia does have TP still.
Yeah, Nar will not have Mega Nar by the time of this engage. So we'll see how this really does play out.
Oh yeah, he needs to be careful right now. He engaged as his Mega Nar was running out. That is the exact opposite of what you want to do. Nautilus jumping forward, use the flash, use the ult, but Nar flashes back into the Dragon Pit. Gonna take the lantern. No! He gets burned by the ignite from Dogcoon. Luckily enough, he got that ignite off, but actually gets hooked in exchange for it. He's not gonna follow this up though. Good Sivir boomerang there, getting some good damage onto Dogcoon. We'll see if they try and contest this.
From Zac.
I was gonna say, they do have the smite. There's the teleport coming in from Aurelia. They do. Zac gets it, but are they gonna be able to die from this actually? The Orion of all hits nobody, more defensively used. We'll see if they can get somebody. The Thresh Lantern used. The Nautilus hook misses. I don't know if they'll be able to catch up to this. Really beautiful play by Gamble Hard Gaming, jumping in there, stealing the dragon, and getting out for free.
This is why I was so excited about that Zac pick. He can do so many different things. He's such a utility jungler. He can jump in, fight, be tanky enough, and then get that smite down. Get the dragon. And that's going to be really effective when they start to go towards them barons.
And another hook landing, even though they're not following up on the hook, which was the right idea, still just the fact that they're landing hooks is just really good. It's pushing the side of Ashley's minions kind of away from the turret, just making them think again, making Jinx stand further back, always be in her kind of cannon form, never have the minigun actually going in close range. So it really just constantly puts the fear in the enemy's mind. that they have to always be watching out for a hook, because if they do get hooked, they can get blown up pretty much immediately. And Sivir, I'm sure, has a bunch of money to spend. I want to see what she picks up after that. She should be able to have at least the IE, if not like a Zeal or something like that. But they need to defend top lane because Aurelia is free farming and pushing like crazy.
Again, like how you were saying earlier, Gamelhard Gaming is really focusing on those kills, while Ashley's minions are just focusing on those towers. Like, the reason why Ashley's minions are still in this game is because... Oh, there goes Zach. Oh, he still has his passive.
Yep, passive being popped there, but I think actually will Gnar? Yes, Gnar can defend his buddy until Zach blobbed spots right there. Good job, good guy, Gnar, defending away from that Aurelia. But to be honest, I really feel like Aurelia probably could have gone in there and just killed both of them regardless. She's that strong right now. But there we go. This is what we were talking about before. Katarina jumping in as well. The E used by Billboard to keep himself safe there. But Jen actually tanking the turret right there. She needs to chill until the minions get there, and Jinx can take it, pop the passive, get some freebie. But Nautilus pushing in bot lane. I'd like to see Nautilus group with the team right now, as Nautilus isn't the fastest pusher. If you can group with the team there, but they're going to get hooked and they're going to get engaged on. And this is what I was scared about, is without the giant tank there, you can get things like this happening. And Jinx barely surviving. Nope, she goes down from the Ignite. The Janna Monsoon is not going to be enough, and this is exactly what I was worried about. Nautilus is going to be pushing and bottling this entire time, but he's not going to be able to grab a turret. The hook landing on Dog Kun. They had the ward. That's why ward wins games right there. Beautiful play. Heimberg picking up yet another kill. And Nautilus, unfortunately, I don't think he'll be able to take that turret. I need to actually check it out. Let's see how low the turret is. No, he will not, because he does not have barely any attack whatsoever. And so I was saying, group with the team, don't split push. If you have AD damage, you can split push and things like that and take turrets. But when you're a giant tank, just group with the team and be there for when your squishies get engaged on, like we just saw.
Yeah, remember what I said earlier. Thresh ADC confirmed. He's 205. Then you got Sivir 503. Who do they have that can counter both of them? Aurelia, sure, but that item spike is just gone already. She went with the Ninja Tabbies, which, like you said, was a very odd decision, and it's starting to bite her right now.
Well, actually, Aurelia is at the strongest point in the entire game she could possibly be right now. She is level 11 with a Triforce. This is the Aurelia spike. Like, this is her deal. If they can make some sort of play and kind of get themselves a secure lead on this game, because they're demolishing everybody in CS. They're winning CS in pretty much every single lane. And here we go. Here's the Trinity Force spike. She's probably going to try and turret dive as they do not have Mega Gnar. This should be an easy kill for Aurelia. She can tank the turret as well. And that's going to be an easy peasy kill. Get out of here using the turret, or using the power spike properly. But can she get out? They need to take some turrets or do something with the timing window Aurelia has given them.
Yeah, I mean, with Gamelhard Gaming, they're focusing too hard on that Aurelia. They need to start focusing on other things, because the Aurelia is just going to be staying there. She can't continue to do this for much longer.
And I like this better, that they have Jinx split pushing in bot, but they don't need to fight. They need to be really careful when they do have someone split pushing top, split pushing bot. You can't be getting anywhere close to fighting in mid lane, and that's, it seems like, what they're doing. They have people splitting, and then they get way too over aggressive, way too close, and Aurelia is straight up ignoring Gnar at this point and taking turrets. And that's when you know a top laner is just ridiculously fed, when they can just straight take turrets and not even worry about their opposition. And right now, I don't know if they have enough damage to take down this turret without getting engaged on, actually. There's the ultimate coming out on Heimberg, and there's the ultimate from Jinx as well. She has one cannon shot. There's the shutdown. Passive being procced by Jinx. She's going to catch up. Oh! The shield barely even alive, but nope. There's the double passive proc. Let's see if she can land it. She does have the red buff, so that's a slow on Billboard. She's trying to speed herself up, but I don't think it's going to be enough. She turns around. Stay safe. And just pushing the minions for the wave. But Malarkus going crazy right now. He might go down, actually, right now. And that is going to be the first kill of the game onto Malarkus. He really should have been safe right there, but he does pick up the kill on Shunji as well. So not a bad trade, actually, at the end of the day, I guess.
I'm telling you, Thresh ADC confirmed. This is happening. He's tied with their ADC on kills. Like, please, what is happening?
But the thing is we're seeing a kill lead for the side of Gamelhard Gaming. But the problem is they're losing. Like I said, in farm, Gnar is getting demolished in farm. Sivir getting demolished in farm. So even though Jinx was 0-3-1 at one point, and Sivir was like 5-1 whatever it is, they still have roughly around the same amount of gold, just because Jinx is crushing in farm so hard. Farm means a lot, often more than kills, but there's the flash as well as on the hunt used. You're going to try and catch up with Aurelia. Does she have it? She's going to burn the flash, keep herself safe. That's a flash for flash trade. Not too bad at the end of the day, trading a bruiser tank flash kind of thing, bruiser tank assassin type dealy for a 80 carry flash. It's really going to put Sivir in a lot of jeopardy right now, because she has no real escape other than kind of her spell shield.
What I'm noticing right now, look at those towers. That is killing. Like, it is strangling Gamma Hard Gaming. Like, they need to start going for them for the objectives. They can't keep going for kills, because it's gonna end up being that Ashley's minions are just gonna keep pushing you in, and there's really nothing that you can do at that point.
Yeah, it's really difficult to deal with because they have to kind of deal something about the Aurelia pushing in top lane, and the fact that Aurelia has controlled top lane has allowed everybody kind of room on the rest of the map. Like we saw this in the game before, where really, oh, actually they're going to get engaged on here. Meganar not even close to being up, but Shunji actually away from his team right now. They don't have Aurelia with them. I don't know about this fight. They are getting good damage onto Glove Box, but I think they should actually try and turn on this. Gamblehard should. There we go. There's a beautiful Orion ult in the back line. They get the Flay as well on Katarina. Beautiful team fighting so far, but here comes Aurelia in the back line, and this is going to be an easy cleanup for Aurelia. She's just going to murder everyone here. She's also finished a Randuin's Omen, so not only does she have absurd damage, but she can't be killed either. And Nar, maybe? Can you get the slow? Is she going to have it? No, there's a flash Zephyr. Oh, get the stun! Oh, and he flashes away. Actually, Kanar survived. Zack's gonna go down here, unfortunately, but Nar actually survives that with a beautiful placed boulder, beautiful stun, and he flashed away immediately when he needed to. Hook on a Shunji, though. There's the boomerang as well from Nar, and they do pick up the kill. Thresh is really kind of showing him that since I'm the #1 hooker around here, we kind of have the little hook battle, and he gets it. Groaning again using the Monsoon, exactly like we saw last game, to just heal around that inhibitor. I like when he does that, because, I mean, the cooldown's not that long, and you get your team healthy enough that when the other team comes up to try and defend their inhibitor, they're like, they're too healthy, we don't even want to fight this.
Yeah, I mean, they're connecting just so well, and it's mind-boggling how well they're connecting so quickly. Now if you look at it, the kills are even, so Gamma Hard Gaming's advantage is gone. They have 2 dragons. Okay, we have wards now. We can secure this dragon. Now it's just all that tower lead. And again, like I said, it just comes back. But, again, if they push those objectives, because they have a lot of people that can clear waves quickly, and they'll be able to come back into this game.
Yeah, they've really kind of put themselves in a situation, like we said, where their lead was amassed entirely on kills, and when you don't continue to produce those kills, whoa, trying to get a steal, that was pretty close. Good job by Nautilus getting the smite off Shunji, making sure his team secures that objective. That was close. I've seen a lot in recent days where junglers just are not on point there, so good job by Shunji, making sure he keeps that dragon secured. Because the more dragons you get, kind of the harder it puts you, it sort of sets up kind of a time limit on you, because if you get 5 dragon stacks, you're pretty much going to lose any fight you engage on the enemy team with, and they already had 2 for the side of Gamble Hard Gaming, so give them a 3rd, and they're pretty darn close, plus the movement speed. It's just going to be rough, but they're going to try to engage on this right now. But as I was saying before, the fact that Gamble Hard Gaming, their lead was amassed via kills, unless you keep getting those kills, your lead's going to fade. When the other team, Ashley's Minions, has been focusing more on CS and objectives, like we were saying, they've been taking down turrets, getting global gold, and just been CSing super hard. And Nar is actually in the top lane right now, so this would be a decent time to fight, but he is backing, and he should be able to get into the fight reasonably quickly, but decent damage coming on Oriana. Aurelia is actually in the back line already, because, of course, the mid lane doesn't really have any turrets there to protect them, so she can come around from the back side and be really annoying while Jinx tries to take this turret. Blue side's going to need to do something about this, but in the back line, Nautilus getting right on the 2 carries, really making their life difficult, and Aurelia diving the back line. They're going to take out that Nar hippity-hopping away, and Aurelia dives back. Actually, they still haven't taken this turret out. I don't know what's going on. Just get in there. This is really, unfortunately, miscoordination from the side of Ashley's Minions. They had their front line still trying to dive and zone out for their back line, but their back line was like, hey, let's wait for the minions to get that turret. Oh, beautiful Jinx ult. She has more than enough damage to get that kill. Double kill coming out, and now they'll be able to take the turret for free. Dogcoon jumping in, takes down Heimenberg. Hook not landing on from Thresh, unfortunately, and Rectify is going to go down as well. Mega Portal picks it up, pops the passive, and this should be down the inhibitor. Let's see if they can end out the game right now. Ashley's Minions taking control.
Yeah, they can really end this right now. Wow. If they had the Nautilus there, they could definitely end this. But we're gonna have to see who's gonna tank, how they're gonna do this, and
they have the waves coming from mid though, so they should be entirely fine actually. It's just a matter of whether they can actually take these down before there's the respawns. I think they're gonna grab this turret and then get out of there, unless they want to just go for the end right now. They could try it. It looks like they're gonna go for it. They're just gonna try and blow this up immediately. They need to be really careful about this. Jinx trying to be safe in the backline. It's too late. They need to get out of here right now. They need to be super careful. Red Shide is gonna go down here, I think, barely. No, flashes away. Oh, beautiful hook coming out from Thresh. And Heimberg might go down actually. Mega Poro just microing like a madman. He does have that red buff, so he can slow whoever comes close to him, and they're just being forced to defend the minion wave right now as they have no turrets left in bot and mid lane.
Yeah, just back up, everyone recall, and you can go for that Baron and completely and utterly destroy this game. So, we'll see what they do. I knew they couldn't really end that game, because the death timers, they're not long enough. If this was 40 minutes into this game where everyone's level 18, yeah, this game would have been over. By now, they would have gotten that Nexus turret. They would have gotten the Nexus. Now, they need to back up. They have the right idea. Go for Baron. Get Baron set up where, okay, you're kind of beating us. We can retreat back to Baron and just fight you there. Or just go straight for the Baron, which I think they might be doing.
Yeah, because they have the bot and mid inhibitors down, those are the exact ones you need down. Bot lane is, of course, the best one to have if you're trying to get Baron, because it spreads people out to the opposite side of the map. So they're going to be forced to wave clear in mid and in bot in their own base, and then really Ashley's minions can just set up vision around the blue side jungle right there, and just take Baron. If anybody comes up, they just get a pick, easy kills, and then take Baron afterwards. So it's really kind of your damned if you do, damned if you don't, if you're gamble hard gaming right now, just based on how Ashley's minions has controlled this game. And I really like the fact that where they were tied in kills, like 15 to 15, but they were so far ahead in gold based on CS and global gold from turrets and actual objective control. I love to see games like that because people focus way too much on kills. I love the objective game. So beautiful play from Ashley's minions. Free Baron, then they'll group top, push this in, end this game out.
Yeah, this Aurelia is going to be unstoppable by the time they get inside. Now she has Baron. She doesn't even need level 18. She doesn't need a full build. What's a full build? Who cares about that? Let's just end this game now.
Yeah, Aurelia wants to take advantage of that spike. Like I said, she got that Trinity Force, and now she's just stacking tank items currently. So it's a great point, because Aurelia will eventually kind of be outscaled by some people. But right now, beautiful Gnar ultimate keeping them safe. Zac exploding everyone away. Just a giant crush of people from left to right. Going down is that inhibitor, actually. Aurelia is just going to end the game by herself. She doesn't want to fight. She just wants to focus down the Nexus turret. In crazy fight right now. Beautiful Ori on ult taking down two people. Grouping up two people. Megapore might get killed by the turret, rather. But Aurelia going to looping in from the backside of the fight, actually taking people down. Double kill in the back line right there. Thresh going to be the last person of his team alive. Going down, and that will be Ashley's minions picking up their second win of the tournament. Moving on to the next round over Gamble Hard Gaming.
Yeah, that was a really good game. Again, top lane, they need to focus on him more, because that's 2 games in a row that it's just him carrying the team, and it's mind-boggling that someone has that much strength and that much ability and just so well mechanics to be able to just win games like that.
Yeah, I completely agree, and one of the things that I was trying to mention last game, but really, there was a lot more things to focus on, but the CS of Megaporo has been absurd in both games so far. In the game previous with Caitlyn, he didn't influence the actual kind of team fighting of the game that much, as he was spending a lot of time splitting, but we see with the 10-3 Jinx right now, he was really doing a lot of work for his team, a lot of actual champion damage, and a lot of that comes from the farm. He had a terrible KDA of 0-3 something, finishes the game with 10-3-6, because that is the Jinx style, is you kind of suck early, and then once you get into team fight scenarios, once you get into a position where you can stay in the backline and shoot damage for free, you've got items. The fact that he was able to stay up in CS and constantly be ahead let him get those items to be effective in those later team fights. So props to Megaporo in both games, being a CS monster. That's the style of AD carry I like to see. But congrats to the entire team of Ashley's minions. Really well played in both games. You're going to be seeing them in the next round, which I believe is actually our quarterfinals. I believe our next round. So we'll be seeing them there. I'll correct myself if I am wrong. But yeah, we'll be hopping into the next lobby here very shortly. Once again, my name is Streeple. You can find me on youtube.com/Streeple, on Twitter @Streeple. And if you go to www.randomcs.com/Streeple, you can find my coaching and all that kind of cool stuff. Casting alongside Sordo, and we'll be right back into the next lobby.
trip when your name reminds me. Those days when things were new. Those days when I had you. Oh, take my hand and remind me what we used to believe and dream to be. Oh, take my hand now and find it. We are the dream. Used to climb in your window, and things used to be so simple, Those days when things were new, those days when I had you. Take my hand and remind me what we used to believe and dream to be. Oh, take my hand now and find it. We are the dream. We are the dream.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Random Championship Series Platinum Blitz Platinum Under Tournament for today, Saturday, March 21st. My name is Streepole, casting alongside Sordo, and we are in our quarterfinals round right now between the blue side, Ashley's Minions, who we've seen in the first two games of today, and the purple side, a new team, Fellowship of the YOLO Swag. So we'll see what they could bring to the table, but some target bans actually coming early here from Fellowship. The Janna and Sejuani were both things that were played by Ashley's Minions before, and the Jarvan ban, a new ban actually coming out. Jarvan was recently nerfed in the 5.5 patch, his base armor kind of coming down a bit, but still reasonably strong.
Yeah, there comes out the Nautilus again. We'll see how that plays out. But the Renekton is taken away from Red. So we're going to have to see who he plays now. Because the last two games, he's just been dominant. They really need, and we hope, that their best player on YOLO Swag is their top laner. See if they can shut down Red. Because my biggest question is, are they going to be able to survive if Red is shut down?
And that's why I like that they've opted to lock in the Renekton here. As we mentioned in the game previous, of course, Renekton was, of course, picked up by Red Shide, and he played it amazingly in the first game. Excuse me, but Renekton is a very strong early game champion, so whoever Redshy picks, I think that they should be able to kind of manage them in lane, if not beat them, at least hopefully hold them even or keep them in check, because every game so far Redshy has been able to snowball himself in top lane and transfer that into map pressure for the entire team for them to take objectives. If they can kind of stifle that early snowballing, it could be kind of like a whole new game for Ashley's minions. We've only seen them kind of play from that like fed top lane or map pressure type style so far. We'll see if they can adapt if that doesn't happen this game.
Just for me, I would love Red to play one of these two champions, Darius or Jax. Jax, please. I just love those champions, and I love to see how the playstyle just changes of the person when they have Darius and when they have Jax. Jax is just all farm, right? Yeah, you can get kills, you can get fed that way, but you farm with Jax, he's gonna give you just a win in the game. Now, I really want to see those two champions, just to see how Red's style is going to change. Because both games, he played champions that in those early games, he could go in and just completely demolish the opponent.
Oh.
With Jax and Darius, more Jax, he has to play back a bit, and he has to just change his style on what he's going to do.
I like the Rumble pick. I'm extremely excited to see Redshy on Rumble because Rumble is a ridiculously hard to play champion, super hard to farm on, hard to aim his ult, hard to manage his kind of like overheat kind of bar that he's got. It's a very unique kind of mechanic to his kit that you have to manage. It's sort of like the Narbar in that respect, where there's not really many champions that have the same sort of thing, so unless you just play a lot of Rumble, you're not really going to be able to manage it that well, and I think that if one person can do it, we've seen Redshy has been a monster in top lane this entire game. I'm so excited to see if he can do the same thing with Rumble. But, oh my god, no, I was going to say, what? Is this a Rumble mid lane? This might be mid. This is a mid Rumble. This is a mid Rumble. Dogcoon is going mid Rumble. I haven't seen mid Rumble since Rumble mid GG was like really just kind of top tier and challenging. You'd see him in every spectate game. That it's doable. It's doable. It's extremely hard to play. It's extremely hard to play, especially if they send this Ezreal into mid lane. It's gonna be a long day for Dogcoon in mid lane.
Mid.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see them pick themselves up a mid lane right now and have that Ezreal be the AD carry, but you never know. It is kind of a flex pick because they've of course picked up. I'm expecting that Morg to be support, but you never know. I don't think the Morg would be what you'd want to pick against a Rumble though, unfortunately.
Hey. It's yellow swag.
And that's they of course, because they were purple side, they've kind of saved, I'm assuming, their mid pick until last year to kind of see what they're going to be picking, and because they got to see the Aurelia, or else I would have assumed, hey, they're picking Rumble against Renekton, that's a decent pick. But no, this is a Rumble mid lane. I like the Karma pickup. The Karma pickup should be good, and that actually still is flex. It could still go support, but I'm expecting the Karma mid, Morgana support most likely. We'll see how Karma deals with this Rumble mid, though. This is going to be a ridiculously exciting lane matchup. Oh, no, this isn't.
Don't do it!
They're screwing with us. They're screwing with us. They're screwing with us right now. With
They're
this Rumble in the jungle.
Right now. Don't do it.
They have to be. I'm not even going to entertain the idea right now. We'll talk about it if it does get locked in. I don't even want to dwell on this right now because
I'm walking out of this room.
Yeah, they're straight trolling us right now. But so I'm really excited to see how Rumble will be able to kind of deal with Karma, because Karma is an extreme lane bully, and if she doesn't have any real escape herself except for kind of speeding herself up and shields and things like that. But she should be able to poke the heck out of Rumble and possibly make him try and farm under turret, which is very hard to do because of Rumble's Flame Spitter and things like that. It kind of mismanages the minion HP, and it's very hard to last hit effectively. If they don't swap back, I'm going to lose my mind. 5 seconds right here. They're not... They have to swap. There's always a delay. Are they going to do it? No, yeah. Whoa, no, they're sending Dogcoon in the jungle! Shunji is going to be the mid laner, so they kind of half-tricked us, kind of. So they're sending Dogcoon is now the jungler, and Shunji is now the mid laner. Okay, I don't mind this. This is going to be interesting. We're going to get to see Dogcoon in the jungle, and Shunji in the mid lane. We'll see what they can do. Okay.
Stop playing with my feels.
Yeah, that was one of the options I was not expecting. I was like, okay, either they're going to swap back, or they're going to keep it like this, and they're going to play the Rumble in the jungle skin and just straight troll everybody. But hey, they're swapping roles, and we'll see if Dogcoon can provide some better jungle Nautilus than Shunji, and if Shunji can provide some better mid lane than Dogkun could, we'll see. Maybe this will be kind of the next step up in their team. They're like, hey, we're not going to play the same style. Let's swap up our roles, and we'll just murder them. Because right now it seems like they're kind of a murder fest comp.
He played with my feels. That's not cool. That's not cool. You know what? It's not terrible. It's really not terrible. Nautilus jungle, fine. Sivir, Irelia, Nami, fine. Rumble mid. Big question mark on that. Especially with Sunji. Because, again, like I've been saying since the first game, in that first minute, I don't know his communication. I don't know how he's going to be. Granted, mid lane, you don't need as much communication as you do jungle. And I put emphasis on as much. You still need communication like crazy. But you don't need as much as jungle. So Sunji playing the mid lane could be a good thing. It could be extremely good. But it could be bad. We don't know because we've never seen this happen before.
I think what it will do is we've seen Shunji a lot of the times trying to make plays by himself. I think that's what that was really the thing we had a qualm with about the first game in particular. A little bit in the second game as well, but not really that big of a deal. But he's really trying to set things up by himself. So I think the fact that even though Rumble's, of course, a great team fighter with his ultimate and things like that, Rumble has a lot more potential as a solo champion to actually make plays. If he gets ahead, if he gets a kill, he gets some CS lead, he can actually make those plays he was trying to make before. Because he was trying to make those plays, but as a Sejuani, as a Nautilus, you're a CC bot. You need someone else to do the damage after you get the CC off. So he didn't have enough damage to make those kills happen, make those plays happen. With the Rumble, he might have the kit that he needs to make those plays work, make those solo plays happen. So we could see possibly an entire turnaround with Shunji right here. And he kind of comes from the guy who really is making plays without the team and unfortunately making misplays to the guy who's making plays by himself, and we're chanting his name because he's going crazy. We can really might see an insane Rumble right now, because if you're picking Rumble in mid, you better be damn good at Rumble. You better know how to play Rumble. You're not going to first game a Rumble and play mid and do well. He's really tricky to play, even in his home of the top lane. In mid, it just increases that kind of skill value. You need to be really, really strong on Rumble. We'll see if Shunji can pull it off. I have high hopes. I'm really excited for this game.
Calling it right now. First Rumble game confirmed. Right now.
Yeah, he's never played Rumble before.
Don't worry.
He just thought, this is probably a good idea.
I liked his name. I'm going to play him mid. Mid? Yeah, mid.
And he is opting for the Rumble in the Jungle skin, though, so it would have been perfect if he actually did pick up the Smite and go jungle. But hey, whatever. He'll be Rumble in the mid lane jungle, so that's going to be totally fine. But it's going to be really, really interesting to see how he's able to pull that off. I'm going to have my camera around mid lane pretty much the whole game to see how this Karma versus Rumble matchup goes, because it's kind of standard in bot lane right there. If Ezreal lands his skill shots, if Morgana lands their skill shots, they should do well against Sivir Nami, but Sivir Nami should probably beat them in lane because it's just harder to land those skill shots. In top lane, the Irelia-Renekton kind of matchup. Renekton should hopefully win early, and then Irelia comes back in mid-game. But in mid lane, I have no idea what's going to happen. None.
Really don't. There's two lanes that I'm really focusing on. Sorry, bot lane, I'm not going to really focus on you. I'm focusing on that top and mid lane. Top lane, I want to see if they can shut down Red. And it's kind of twisted that I'm saying this. I kind of hope they shut down Red. Because we've never seen Red be behind in anything since the first game. I think it was like 2 minutes in, he was a kill down, came back, got another kill. Okay. Then he just snowballed from there. I kind of want to see him be down. And I want to see how YOLO Swag's top laner really is. Because if he is their best versus, I'm going to presume, Ashley Minion's best, I want to see how this really turns out.
Yeah, I would have to actually agree with you there. That the fact that we have seen Red Shide pretty much snowball from the start of every single game. I want to see how he plays from behind when he doesn't have that ridiculous lead. Especially, and we might see that because, like I said, he's against the Renekton. Renekton is probably stronger than Irelia early, but Irelia has that great kind of mid-game spike, level 11, gets the Triforce, all that kind of great things, can really make a kind of really big impact on the map at that point in the game. But they're going to be going for an early blue steal, possibly. They're going to be sending the bot lane back. Nope, they're sending everyone back, just throwing down an early ward here. Was looking for a pick, but are just going to be content to start off on their the normal side of the buff.
It's like I said wait a minute. How
early trade damage. And here's the thing, is we're past... Oh, actually... ooh, this is actually Interesting. Because we're past 130. 130 is the time limit when if you don't back before 130, you're not going to get back in time to get the first minion XP. So if you do get chunked at level 1, things like that, you can back as long as it's before 130. But they were fighting at 130, so whoever got that damage off, they're going to go to lane with that damage taken off. So it was actually kind of good for both sides that they traded even right there. I was really expecting Aurelia to get off more damage, but I don't think that she was really expecting Karma to walk right into her. I don't think they were both paying attention there.
Yeah, the pineapples didn't shoot from Rumble far enough, and it just didn't hit Karma in general. He was just too far back to actually hit those. But hey, what are you gonna do? Now you really have to focus down and hone in on that Karma. Because if you don't, bad things are gonna happen. You're gonna have a bad day if you cannot shut down that Karma.
Yeah, and Rumble, interestingly enough, started with Cloth 5, which is really strange. Now, of course, the 5 health pots is super nice, because you can just stay in lane forever, and Rumble has no actual resource, so he can just use his items forever. But the thing is the Cloth Armor is not really going to do that much against Karma. It's going to protect against, of course, her auto attacks, but really, the most damage from Karma is coming from her spells. I would have possibly liked to see him take like a Doran's blade, or sorry, Doran's shield, excuse me, or possibly like boots and some pots or something like that. Good black shield coming out from Instincts to keep his AD carry safe. Nami bubble landing perfectly, but unfortunately, black shield handling perfectly as well.
Yeah, something that I'm noticing. Karma is really the only true person that is building AP. So I want to see how that builds into the mid to late game, where everyone's going to really focus AD, and if no one really focuses MR, you're going to be screwed. But oh gosh, there goes Karma. Wait a minute.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Karma's actually going to live this. She's got a pot ticking, plus her shield should be back up. Rumble burning Ignite as well as a Flash. I think he probably could have gotten that kill if he'd waited an extra second, but I think he wanted to stay safe. Good job by Renekton trying to get in there and get a kill on Aurelia early, but I think she should be able to survive just barely from the last tick. Dogcoon trying to play defensive right now, but another gotcha. Taking control of this top lane early.
Yeah, again, like I was saying, I want to see Red behind. Let's see what he can do, because Renekton can die.
Yeah, they're gonna take down Renekton here possibly. Yeah, there it is. Red Shy picking up the first kill of the game, and there's the dive from Noche. This is gonna be a double kill. Oh my god, that was just really unfortunate, and that was a misplay. I really feel like they shouldn't have had Renekton dive. Even it was entirely a bait from Nautilus. When Dogcoon is backing right in front of you, like, oh, I'm at low HP, I'm shopping in the like. It's a bait. It's a bait. It's a bait. You gotta know it's a bait. It's way too easily. It's like when someone leaves a $100 bill on the ground. You're like, this isn't right. Something's wrong. Something's wrong here. You have to sense that. And unfortunately, game starts out 2-0 right now after an unfortunate turret dive from Fellowship of the Yellow Swag.
I feel like that was the State Farm commercial. Oh, I got you $1. Oh, here. Oh, you're too slow. You're really too slow. You didn't pick up on that it was a bait. It was too slow, and you just got baited and outsmarted in that play.
If it's too good to be true, it usually is. Shunji trying to just go ham here on Karma. He wants a kill so bad in this lane, but the problem is once all of those pots run out, the cloth armor does way less than that Doran's ring is doing for Karma, so they have no pots right now. Rumble's used his 5 health pots, he's used his sustain advantage, and now Karma has the advantage in her items, but she might go down here from the Flame Spitter. Nope, Shunji is going to get baited, and he is going to go down here, Noche picking up a kill, so baits all over the map right now from both sides.
Yeah, he had to stay in that mid lane, and he had to really push. He had to try to get something in that early game, because he knows, and we know, that Rumble versus Karma is not going to work as well as it will right now. Right now, as he had those 5 health pots, and he just had the advantage. He had sustain over Karma. He just got baited, and he was just too far under that tower.
Because Noche just missed that Q, missed the Vault Breaker, as soon as Vi misses the Q right there at these early levels like that, I'm like, oh my god, Aurelia can kill him. Like, as soon as the Q misses, you're like, holy crap, Aurelia can turn on this guy right now. Aurelia is ridiculously strong right now, and this is exactly what we're saying we would prefer didn't happen in this game, because we've seen, this is the 3rd time we've seen this happen now, where we've got a fed top laner for the side of Ashley's minions, and he's going to create so much map pressure, he draws up the enemy jungler, which frees up bot lane, frees up mid lane, frees up the rest of the map, and then take objectives off of the pressure in top.
Now here comes the fight mid. Yeah, back up Karma, because Rumble, without having mana, with just nothing there, only like the overheat, he can just stay there, and he can just poke her down, he can just do things, and there's really nothing that you can do. And now I'm looking at this bot lane, like, you need to back up.
Morgana's black shields have been on point this entire game, and Megaporo's spell shields as well. Every sort of spell shielding ability in bot lane has been hit at the exact right time, and that's really kind of what's allowed them to just trade evenly in CS and not have any sort of kills traded in bot lane. They kind of had an easy peasy farming lane for both sides, but then the spell shield actually just missed right after I say that. Good damage being traded on Megaporo, but oh no, huge damage on Instincts, forces the flash away, and there's the Rumble Ultimate Shunji over the wall, playing so smart, roaming from mid. Oh my god, and he's gonna turret dive this now. He's a madman, and Redshide picks up a kill in top lane as well while this is happening. This game just got blown out in favor of Ashley's minions. Here's Nocha though. Can he land the Q? No, Nocha. I think he was kind of scared. I think he was a little bit scared of Redshide right there. I would be too. He's level 7, you're level 5. I don't care how little HP and mana he has. That Aurelia can probably kill you.
Yeah, this game is... I didn't think it would snowball this quickly, but it started... when it rains, it pours, my friends. And right now, Aurelia is pouring all over YOLO Swag's parade. And I don't know what they can do with this Aurelia.
It really all started from that unfortunate turret dive, because Renekton had straight up 1v2'd in top lane. He had bullied out Nautilus, he had bullied out Aurelia as well, and unfortunately they just got over-aggressive, had the turret dive, and they got 2 kills taken over to the other team. And from there, it just kind of slowly snowballed against them, and it's been really rough so far. And Shunji doing a good job in mid lane, holding his own. It's roaming right now, but Karma should be able to out-trade him overall. She's got the regen. There's the Ignites burn from both of them. Here we go. Shunji almost overheating. They're going to trade damage, but Karma should be able to get him here. He's got one more Q. Can he land it? There we go. Over the wall. That's going to be ideally and perfect. Picking up a kill on Shunji.
There comes Nautilus.
Dogcoon, does he have the damage though? He pops the ult. He should. Yeah, uses the ultimate to keep her locked down. Trade 1 for 1 mid lane.
You know what? I can accept that trade because Rumble is still up 2-2-1 versus Karma 1-1-1. And now you're just giving Nautilus more and more and more. Because now Nautilus is 2-0-1. Who's their jungler? Oh yeah, Vi. She's 1-1-0. She's not building as fast as Nautilus, and it just gives the advantage over to Ashley's minions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really rough for them, and you see the actually CS advantage for Karma and mid lane, which is what you expect. As I was saying before, Rumble's hard to CS on, and he's been roaming as well, which is actually a really well-coordinated roam before, which is actually interesting because for whatever reason, we were talking before, but their communication's not where it needs to be, unfortunately, but Shunji and Dogcoon switch roles, and immediately they're like, okay, well, Rumble's roaming bot, we'll have Nautilus cover mid. Like, everybody was on the same page right there, and here's Rumble in bot lane as well. That's a free kill onto Instincts. Shunji is just all over the map right now. Even though he's not doing that well in CS, and he has died a couple times, he's had a ridiculous impact on this game so far. He's just kind of been imposing his will wherever he goes, making something happen. Even if it doesn't go perfect for them, he's putting the enemy team on their heels wherever he goes.
Now, my question is YOLO Swag going to start heading towards that dragon, or are they just going to be like, first dragon, don't really need it. We need to focus on our lane.
Yeah, unless they can get some sort of perfect dragon fight for themselves or some sort of free dragon somehow, I'd recommend for them to just not even worry about it. But there's Karma roaming up into the top lane. Good job by Karma getting a counter roam off. And that is going to be a Redshide getting shut down. Big CS coming, or not CS, sorry, some gold coming in for Karma right there. And they're going to trade the dragon, it looks like, which is the right idea. You see the enemy jungler on, you see the enemy team on the top side of the map because Vi is still here. So they could still steal this possibly, but we'll see if they... Vi might try this. There's the Ezreal ultimate. She's going to be too late, actually. Vi is going to go in on this? Don't go in on this. I don't think this is the right idea. They do have to, no, they don't have to spy up. They do. They do. There's the storm. Dogcoon does not let it happen. Nocha is going to go down here. Megaporo trying to make something happen. And that's what I was worried about, is even if you get it, you're still going to die for it. And if you don't get it, you're going to lose it and die for it and put yourself even further behind. And as you were saying, the first dragon of the game, you can let that go. It's not the biggest deal in the world. So unfortunately, they're putting themselves a little bit further behind is the Fellowship of YOLO Swag. But hey, living up to their name, trying to get dragon steals.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon isn't like it was in Season 3, where it's like, it gives global gold and all that. It doesn't give global gold anymore. So literally, almost anything that you trade for it is worth, except for Dragons 4 and 5, where, you know, it starts to get dangerous. Because once you get to that 5, there's no really winning team fights against. Like, it's ridiculous how overpowered that number 5 Dragon is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And here's another Goha trying to get in from the side, actually moving down from mid. There's a flash burnt by Shunji, using the ultimate as well. Ideally imperfect, should be able to pick up this kill, but the overheating rumble doing a bunch of damage. But he goes down there. Shunji a little over-aggressive, unfortunately, right now, and is going to lose out on some more farm.
Yeah, they really just are roaming Yellow Swag, and they're just trying to 2v1 everyone. They're trying to get picks, because they know, okay, we are down a lot of kills, and they have a lot of powerful people, but we also have powerful people if we 2v1. If we can get picks, we're going to be fine. Look at top lane. Watch what happens.
Yeah, Noche going over there with the red buff, and I don't think he's going to want to vault break in. He is, yeah, he's really, really scared of that red shide, which he should be, but like you were saying, that's exactly what Yellow Swag needs to do, is they need to kind of work as a team when they're just fighting 1v1, just trading pure power there. They need to be really careful. Here comes Vi for the counter gank. Oh, beautiful job. That was actually Aurelia going down there. Doesn't even get the chance to burn the flash because Vi, Vault Breaker, flashed in to bump into Aurelia as she was trying to gap close on her neck. And beautiful play there by Nocha to keep his top laner safe, and good bait by another Goha in top.
Again, like I was saying, they're going for those 2v5s. And Shunji needs to start thinking, hey, they're probably gonna 2v1 me. I need to be careful. I can't keep taking this poke damage from Karma, because that's all that Karma does. Alright? She presses her Q and just does damage. It's poke. It's all poke. Rumbles that, but not as well as Karma. And there goes that 2v1 again.
Yeah, and this is the really unfortunate thing. And another Goha did a really smart thing of just kind of doing a straight-up lane gank from there. He knows that he has the gap close with his slice and dice. There was minions there for him to slice through and then get the second dice proc there. And he may have a huge gap close invade on Rumble. Rumble has no flash, no way to escape there. Really, really good play by another Goha. Kind of realizing that Aurelia is straight up just freezing the wave in top lane right there and making it difficult for him to farm. So instead of trying to deal with that Aurelia by himself, he goes and helps out the team elsewhere, picking up assists and feeding the rest of his laners to try and get them in the fight. So really good job. They're coming back in this game very slowly and kind of closing the gap as much as they can, which right now Ashley's Minions is doing a good job of trying to extend it, but they were in a little bit more control a few minutes ago.